How are you today? This, what day is it? Wednesday? Midweek hump day, hump day, hump day. I am Darlene, and I'm here to do some readings for whoever wants one tonight. And I will start with doing a free reading for one new sub who has never had a reading with me before. So as I wait for you to show up, let me pull myself up here on my iPad so I can see the chat. There we go. All right, I hope everybody's having a wonderful week. Like I said, it's hump day here, yay. Hump day here. Now I'm sorry, I was looking at the who's here and already. Kavita, hi, welcome in. How's your Wednesday going or gone, depending on what time zone you're in? How are you today? And Rocky in Scotland, a very warm welcome to you. Thank you for being here too. Isn't it late over there in Scotland? Why are you up so late, Rocky? Usually I'm just waiting for because it takes a minute or two and then suddenly the chat starts spinning, and so just kind of waiting, just waiting. Okay, yeah, I kind of thought, I was trying to remember how many hours you were different than our time zone. Let me move that just a little bit. But I thought it was nighttime over there. Oh, and a peaceful night. Well, good for you. That's a blessing, isn't it? Hey, Derek, how are you tonight, sweetie? How you doing? My Scorpio tribe's already starting to come in. I love that. Kavita, so you do not post your question in the chat. You just say, I'd like a reading. And if you want a reading, you would be my first and only free reading tonight. But do not post your question, because I like to greet my viewers for a few minutes, and then I'll start the readings. And then I'll ask you to repost your question when we get to that point. I'm glad you're having a restful evening, Derek. I, on the other hand, am working here in YouTube tonight. It's not really, I don't know, it just hardly feels like work sometimes. I'm a little tired, but it's not like work. I enjoy doing this. Hello, Divyansha, is that correct by chance? Welcome, and hey, Lisa. Lisa, you just missed it. Kavita in the chat just missed the request for the free reading. I mean, she beat you to it. Sorry, let me rephrase that. She beat you to it. Kavita, don't continue to post your question. If you continue to spam the chat, I'll block you and you won't get a free reading. I've asked you not to post your question yet. It's not how I do things here. I like to talk to my tribe first. I'm hoping my moderator, or well, I say moderators plural, will show up tonight. I know some of them, one or two of them work on Wednesday night, so we'll see. We'll see. Hey, Deborah, good evening. How are you tonight? Hey, appreciate your comment earlier. Thank you very much. Now, Lisa, I'm going to put you down as a possible second. If Kavita keeps spamming the chat with her question, by default, you will be the free reading. Now, I have to ask both of you, the free reading slot is for someone who is a new subscriber and has never had a reading with me before. So, I assume that is okay. Just so y'all know, that's the rules. And you do have to be here in the live to be able to get a reading. Micaiah, I just started, so there is not a list yet, although the free reading slot is spoken for. Well, thank you so much. Divyansha, again, am I saying that correctly? Thank you for being here. Oh, that's awesome, Deborah. Well, I hope you'll stick around and see what's cooking tonight, so to speak. All right, Kavita, I've asked you 3 times not to do that, so I am blocking you now. We don't spam the chat. It's real simple. Now, Lisa, if you're still here, then you would be my free reading for tonight. So let me know if you're still here, please. Lisa, if you were still here, you are next in line for the free reading tonight. Please and thank you. Let me know if you're still here. Algeria, I take them in order of request. So if Lisa doesn't speak up, then I'll take the, I have to take them in order of request. So. Okay, Derek, yeah, is it just kind of a general question that other people can benefit from? I'm happy to answer that. Hello, Zane. Okay, Deborah, I don't see her answering. I'm going to put you down, Deborah. Okay, so Kavita's gone. Apparently Lisa's gone. So Deborah, you'll be my free reading tonight. Awesome. So go ahead and ask the question, Derek. Hello, Kazmarie. Great question, Derek. Sorry, I don't have a moderator, so I got to start blocking people. Hang on, y'all, bear with me. Sorry, I'm having to deal with this and talk to y'all too, but it is what it is, right? Hopefully one of my moderators will show up soon. Hello, Georgie in Greece. And Kriti, welcome. So Derek has asked a great question. How many decks are there for use in a reading? And are they all hand-built? That depends on the reader, Derek. And some readers have favorite decks. Some readers might only use one deck. Like if I'm on a trip and I only have one deck, I would just use that one deck. But this is currently my little, I don't know if I can lift this up and you see this. This is what I keep my little deck, and I've got all different sizes and kinds of decks in here. So how I operate is when I do a reading for somebody, I wait and wait for their question typically, but at least once I determine who I'm reading for, and I ask my spirit team what deck they want me to use, and I'm guided to pick a certain deck, and then that's the deck I use. Sometimes then I may have to or want to use a different deck for clarifiers to give me more information. But no, they're typically not handmade. You can get them handmade, but they're much more expensive. These are just printed, and then they're, mass produced typically. So I hope that answers your question. You are welcome. Great question. I love anything like that I can help educate people about. And they are a tool. It's like, I say here often, it's just one tool out of many. I'm an intuitive reader. I started doing readings with no tools. It's called a cold reading. My teachers taught us that. And I've been doing that since 1989. But I just started picking up tarot cards a few years back and really enjoyed it and really felt they resonate with me. They're an excellent tool. But it is just a tool. The magic is with the reader itself. how the reader interprets the messages, how clear they are, and that kind of thing. So, you know, some readers use tea leaves or scrying or, you know, I don't know, there's many different things, but it's just a tool, that's all it is. Hey, Kelly, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Akriti says, I've never been to a tarot reading. That's awesome. Well, let me say this for everybody here that's watching, Akriti. I don't think of what I do as predicting the future. However, because I teach a lot about law of attraction here on my channel. Yes, I pull tarot cards and I try to get answers for people. But that's not why I'm here. I'm here to educate and to help people. Sometimes helping people have an idea of current energies is all they need. But I am just pulling one potential, a current potential, out of a quantum field of many potentials. So nothing is ever written in stone. There is no one future because people have free will. So. Kelly, yeah, can you see my sign back there, my 1111 sign? A friend of mine gave me that. I love it. It's considered an angel number. It means a strong and powerful form of communication to let you know that things are all aligning very nicely. It means basically your spirit team is acknowledging you are in the flow. That's one of many, but I like that definition a lot. I can show it to you, Kelly, but it's going to be backwards on the screen because of the camera I'm using. So you won't be able to read it. You won't be able to read the words because they'll be backwards. Not sure what you mean by reality transurfing, but there are different timelines and different potentials based on, you know, people are powerful creators and you can create anything you want and that can change on a dime. And so, yeah, that's why I don't predict the future, but I read possibilities. Never heard it called that. Yeah, Kelly, I'm not sure what 1116 means. I'd have to look that one up. Yes, G-son, I'm old, and you better hope you make it to where I do in life. It's a blessing. Hang on, guys. Having to block some people. I don't need tarot to detect negative energy, Akriti. I have other skills to do that. Yeah, you can just do a Google search, Kelly, for that and say, what is the meaning of angel number 1116? It is my birthday, Derek. It absolutely is my birthday. It is. And also my numerology. And I don't mean my birthday. I mean numerology. Oh, that's a whole other can of worms. But it's the adding up of certain vowels and consonants in your birth name determines certain life numbers, like your life path number and that kind of thing. Anyway, and mine are 11s also. A lot of transformation in my lifetime. Checos, that sounds, yeah, sounds like it's the same. Yes, it does. Cherie is here. Did you see my answer to your request, Cherie? I did answer you about doing a reading for Libra. I don't do all the zodiac signs. I don't do Libra, but I'm going to do one for you, Cherie. Hey, Trish, good evening. You can only stay about 15 minutes. Well, thank you for every minute you're here because I haven't done anything but block people so far. It's been one of those nights already. Yes, Akriti, it does drain your energy. It kind of depends on, I'm not copping out here, but it depends on what it is. There's just a real gamut of different kinds of negative energy. You can, it's not a short answer though. It depends on where the energy is and what kind of, is it in your house? I mean, did you move into a new house and the energy there is heavy? Have a party. Have a child's party. I mean, it's different solutions for different things. Oh, Kelly, that is awesome. I'm glad you Googled it. That's awesome. Oh, wow. Yes, the angels want you to know that you're right path. See? I'm glad you did that. And continue working toward your goal. That's awesome. Well, Akriti, then you would need to learn how to set boundaries with your own energy and just do a simple protection ritual. And you can just Google that. There's many different ones. It doesn't have to be anything elaborate necessarily, but you just have to kind of make a declaration and set your boundaries that their energy is not to influence yours. But Google it, protection ritual. Ooh, Cherie, you've been receiving checks. Well, amen. I say a hallelujah for that, right? I'm so glad you're happy. Mish, hey, darling, I forgot you, right? Thank you, Mish. See, what would I do without you? What would I do without you? Oh, goodness. Thank you, Mish. All right, come on, YouTube. There we go. Okay. All right, that should do it. Yes, Derek, you have another question? Mish, I'm telling you, I think you do know. I think you've been here enough. You do know that I can't work with all that unless I have help. You're so right. Oh, I can't. I don't take y'all for granted for a second. Not that I'm aware of, Derek. You could probably, I've never actually Googled the source of tarot, but I think it came from, I want to say England. Somebody in the chat might know better than I do about that. It started with somebody interpreting a regular deck of cards, and then somebody else got the idea, well, let's elaborate on that. And so the original tarot deck was if I'm not mistaken, was, well, that might not have been the original one, but the most common one, the most well-known one is the Rider-Waite tarot deck, which is actually the one that I'm holding. And so some brilliant person, writer, made these images and kind of came up with interpretations, archetypal and meanings for them. And then had an artist, he had a concept of what he wanted, and then he had the artist wait to come up with the actual artwork. And so there are archetypical, whatever that word is, meanings for them. But every reader has a little bit unique way of interpreting that. So that's why I said it's always about the reader, not really the cards. They are a springboard for a message. So I don't really think it came from Wiccan. Thank you, Deborah. I will. I'm almost ready. Now that I got some moderators here, I can relax and get to work here. Which artwork do you love so much, Kelly? Which one are you talking about? I'm sorry, did I miss something? A big hug to you, Giselle. A great big hug. Thank you, Mish. I love that. Thank you, thank you. Okay, Deborah, I think I am ready when you are. So if you'll post your question. For my moderators who just got here, I'm about to do the free reading for tonight. That's for Deborah, and so there are no more free readings. That's done. That slot's spoken for. Yeah, the writer. Yes, yes. Although it's the best. I would always recommend whoever's learning tarot to start with the Rider-Waite. No question about that in my mind. But even other decks that are based on the Rider-Waite, it's just amazing, some of the artwork. One of my favorite, because I'm an artist, in terms of just sheer artwork, I do like the Light Seers, but this is called the Arcanum. And just the visual artwork on these cards. This artist was just incredible. Look at this artwork here. This is your Arcanum deck. I know there's a glare, but this artwork is just off the charts to me. Isn't it gorgeous? So, anyway, that was a sidebar. Let's see. Deborah, where's your question? Yes, aren't they beautiful? So it's, in essence, not the same, but when an artist does their own version of a card, there are nuances, and those nuances are sometimes what a reader uses as a springboard for messages for people. Excuse me. All right, Deborah, do you see anything about relationship-wise? Okay, that's for Deborah. And yes, I've got my tea here tonight. All right, what deck for Deborah, please? What deck for Deborah? All righty. Deborah's going to get the Light Seer. Deborah wants to know if I see anything for relationship-wise, what's coming toward. Hey, Adia, good evening. Mama darling, I responded to your comment. I don't know if you've seen that yet, but it was so sweet. Well, I didn't really get the question out yet, so let me see what this is just out of... Okay, all right, hang on. Let me get the question out. We're asking for Deborah, what's coming toward Deborah or what's going on in Deborah's life regarding relationships. There we go. Let me get the question out here. That's right, Micaiah. It's one free reading to one new sub. One question, one free reading to one new sub per live when I'm doing that. I don't do it every live. That's right. There's no way I can give a free reading to everybody that comes on here. Some of these videos, I have as many as 11,000 people scrolling through here. So that's not realistic. That's why I'm very specific in my description when I do these. And you can get one. You just have to get here very, very early. Like you have to be sure and have your notifications turned on. And you have to usually get here in about the first 60 seconds. The free reading is spoken for because we all love free, right? Okay, let's get into Deborah's relationship life. Let's see what Tarot wants to tell us about Deborah and relationship here. Happy Wednesday, Daniel. Hump day, right? Do you not want to talk for Deborah tonight? Well, thank you, Micaiah. I so very appreciate that. I appreciate your subscription. And as I said, just be sure that you've got your notifications turned on That way, as soon as I come on, you'll get the notice and you can get here early. Oh, you're still working, Adia? Well, you're sweet just to be here at all, y'all. Thank you very much. All right, come on. What's going on here for Deborah? Well, all right. Now, Deborah, let me mention, sometimes tarot gives me the backstory before it tells me what's going on for you now. So I don't know if this is past, present, or future. So I will tell you what I'm seeing, and then you can help me out in the chat by letting me know if this has already happened or might be currently happening, that kind of thing. So, well, thank you for letting me know, Adia. It looks like I've got some other mods here, so I think I'll be taken care of. Oh, from the Caribbean also. Yes, I'm here in the United States in Alabama. Well, Deborah, I'm guessing, I'm going to speak about this as if it's present. So again, you can tell me if this has already happened, but it looks like you're probably in a timeout from something. Something that somebody here, but I presume you are feeling there was not an equal give and take. And again, I don't know if this is friend or family or romantic. And there was probably, I mean, I've got a card of communication and then one of taking a time out. But this one, taking a time out, talks about getting a new perspective. The reason you're taking a time out, you're stepping back to get a new perspective about something. And it could be about some kind of news or communication. And that could have upset you. Ooh, got a devil at the bottom. So let me know if you resonate with that, and I'll just keep pulling some cards for you. Let's see here. Hey, William, I am doing very well. I hope you are. The west of Arizona. I had a feeling you were somewhere out there west. I didn't know how far west, though, Cherie. Oh, okay, Deborah says she put herself out in timeout in December. Okay, all right. Y'all, my apologies. I have to warn you, I cough a lot because of allergy and asthma and all that good stuff, but I am getting over a real bad chest crud, so forgive me. The more I talk, the more it gets irritated, so it's just what goes with the territory of me. So, Deborah, I suspect what has happened here, when you put yourself in this timeout, it's probably because you could have been spoiled for choice, but I think you said, at one point you said, I'm confused. I need clarity. I don't know how to move forward. So I think it's best I think it's best I just sit here for a while and try to find clarity. And now it could have been either the clarity was about how and whom you give your heart to, or this could be a person that you were dealing with at the time who was very possibly not emotionally available. And you may have tried to manifest a new beginning, either with this person or maybe just without that person. But either way, trying to start a new journey there. Alonzo, I got water and tea. I got all the stuff, and it doesn't really help, but thank you. Alonzo, you may purchase a reading. I'm doing mini reads, and the information for that is in the chat, pinned at the top. They are $20 by PayPal or, excuse me, I got that backwards. $20 with Super Chat, $15 with PayPal. And the links are pinned at the top. And thank you, Mish, she's already on that. Sure, he's a Yankee from Wisconsin living in Arizona. Goodness, sure, you get around. Thank you, Stephen. I do not, Mish. Deborah's my free reading and I don't have a list yet. Thank you, Giselle. Appreciate that. So, Deborah, maybe, and by the way, Alonzo Sanchez. I'm laughing because Sanchez is the name of the man that I was dating for 4 years, and Lonzo was my dad's first name. That's why I'm smirking and laughing. It's sweet. I mean it in a sweet way. So your name made me smile there. Okay. So Deborah, what are we thinking here? You have, I think this is you. Let me pull the card off here so you see. I think this is probably you. This is actually a major arcana of the Temperance card. It talks about patience, trying to find balance. And I think that's right, badass. They call me the OG. The old girl original gangster. Oh. But Deborah, I think this makes me feel like this is you. I'm going to pull back. I'm going to sit over here, and I'm going to focus on trying to get balance in my life and in my relationships. I think you were tired of maybe standing the high ground in some form or fashion, trying to defend your position about something. I'm an overgiver and an overthinker. We're all welcome to the club. I know many of us are overgivers that are in here. Yes. All right, so I think that's saying what we have, where we have been. I'm going to put these back and let's ask kind of what's coming towards you, because this seems to be the past story. I think we've got a good handle on that. All right. So let's ask what might be coming toward Deborah in relationships. What is coming toward Deborah? Okay. Oh, Deborah. Oh, Deborah. Somebody from your past. Okay. Okay, guys, calm down over here. Sorry, my cards were falling and talking, and I don't know what they're doing over here. Hang on a minute. I can't get that one up. Okay. Another time. I say that I'm laughing because I don't know. It just makes me laugh. You may want this person, you may not want it, but it's somebody from your past. 6 of Cups. Now, this could be, because I didn't specify a romantic relationship. But the cards kind of indicate that. This could also be family member or even an old friend that you kind of considered part of your family at one time. But someone from your past, very possibly that you're still healing from, that you decided you didn't want to put any more work in, or vice versa. And that you have been trying to listen to your intuition about. This could be, again, since we didn't specify romance, the 10 of Pentacles here it's the everything card. It's very possibly somebody that you might have thought you could have that with. This is the dog, the kids, the picket fence, the money's good, the house, your dream house, the whole biz. And it's in the upright. So this is also telling me, again, this talks about using your intuition, but it means things you cannot see. So, geez. Hey, Cardsy, how are you tonight? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Now, I'm wondering, Deborah, no, I'm not going to speak on that. Let me just see what else comes out here for you. What else? Tell me more about this thing, person, place, whatever. No, I'm kidding. Relationship that's coming toward Deborah. Please and thank you. Hey, Michelle, with your purple. And guys, I would be so grateful if you would hit that like button, just double tap. That'd be very appreciated for me, even if you're just passing through.
I'm not sure I understand.
Thank you, Siri. I've been taking my watch off.
My pleasure.
Because that happens and I forgot to do it tonight. So, Deborah, oh, okay, Deborah's saying, I did recently connect with a childhood friend. Awesome, okay. Because, again, you didn't specify if you wanted, you just said relationship. So, now, what I'm trying to understand, I wonder, I feel like this was in the past, okay. But if it wasn't, if it didn't happen, this might be a warning to be on the lookout for this. Because this is the card of anxiety and stress and sleepless nights. So maybe in the past, way back when, last time you were connected with this person, that was going on. If not, it could be saying you will experience that now, because somebody that was out in the cold, this is the Five of Pentacles in reverse, means they want to come in out of the cold, proverbially. And that very likely is going to cause some kind of tower for you. So like if you didn't have a good parting with this person, for example, they might, it looks like they want to come in and make nice with you again. Make nice with you. Make things right. Because this card in the reverse can talk about making amends. This could be somebody that walked away from you. Again, I don't know if there was just a friendship here or what. But let's see what else wants to come out for you. What else can you tell me, please? Tell me what's what about this person for Deborah. Okay, I'm not sure what that means yet. Let me get two more here. Hey, that's right, Mish. A full strawberry moon tonight. Yes, indeedy. What else for Deborah, please? What else for Deborah? Okay. Ooh. Goodness. Goodness, Deborah. When you said an old friend, this, I mean, you didn't specify, but this has all the earmarks of a old romantic friend. But not necessarily. I mean, it doesn't have to be, but all these cards that indicate that might be the case. I ended, okay. Yep. Friends with benefits relationship in December after a stressful 5-year relationship. Well, that could be talking about this person then because, yeah. And I'll tell you why. I'll show you why in a minute. It doesn't feel like a friendship that we're talking about here. I'm not saying it could be. Doesn't feel like it. Because this is probably somebody you're not talking to right now, right? Somebody you're not talking to that there probably was an ending with, but somebody here was resisting the ending or having a hard time getting over the ending. Now, this also means, for me as a reader, somebody who wasn't willing to transform and change, and that's what needed to happen. So y'all might have had a fight about that. Y'all might have had a disagreement about that. And that's when this happened. This is the Three of Swords, the broken heart. So, and right underneath that, yeah, the Ace of Cups in reverse and the Star in reverse. And that's what puts you in. Remember this Hangman that came out in your first row and I shuffled it back? And that's what puts you in this time out where and it gave you a tower moment where it said, oh, hell no, I'm just going to, tower moments are like hand grenades getting thrown in your life. And I think that's what made you pull back. Very likely because somebody was sneaking around in some form or fashion. Yeah. They might not have wanted to commit to you, and maybe you want a commitment, or vice versa. I don't know. But this person is still very much in your energy. And we ask what's coming towards you. Now, I do not have a strong card, or have no cards actually here that talk about communication, like this person's going to reach out and text you or come see you, whatever. I don't have that, but I didn't ask what their actions are. I didn't ask that because it's supposed to be a one-question reading, and we're already two questions in because that's what I did. Because we read the past, and now I wanted to get more clarification for it. And you said, hell no. I kind of felt like that was exactly what was going on here. Yeah, thank you, Deborah, for that clarification. I mean, this says it all. I mean, the Ace of Cups in reverse, the Star in reverse. You gave up. You said, no, definitely not my hopes and wishes here anymore. But this person, again, is still in your energy. Oh, my goodness. Well, see, now we're getting into question number 3, or phase number 3. You only asked one question. This is me, not you, I'm talking about here. Because I can't, you want me to just leave it like, that's who's coming towards you. Okay, I'm most readers, that's who's coming for you. This is coming in. I want to ask, though, because I'm nosy and it's what I do. Hold on a minute. I want to ask what their intentions might be. Maybe they're just sitting in that energy. Doesn't mean they're going to do anything about it. Mad for cars, 10 million subs. Holy cow. Wow. That's awesome. Thanks for dropping in and saying hello. All right. We want to ask what this person's intentions are. What is this past person's intentions toward Deborah? Okay. Well, I can't speak on that. That can mean 2 different things. What else, please? Moving on to karma waters, but this could just be moving on, or it could be like I want to come back and move on to karma waters with you. So let me get some more cards here. What is this person's intentions? Like, I just want to give you closure, or I want closure, or, what's the rest of that story? What are this person's intentions toward Deborah? There it is. You're probably going to hear from them. Just saying. I want to move on to calmer waters with you because I've been having these sleepless nights and I can't stop this ruminating in my head. And I might reach out and talk to you. Now, this can also be, we also talk about this card, it's the Page of Swords, as the spying card. So that can mean anything from reading your old texts and messages, looking at pictures from the past, to spying on your social media. But it can also mean you might get a text message from them because they're still hurting. This person is still hurting. Yeah, and those same cards, you saw me shuffling. You saw me doing all that shuffling, and these cards came back. The Broken Heart, the Ace of Cups, the Star in Reverse, Time Out, the Tower. Those cards came all of them came back. Sneaky deaky, yep. Now, he may come back, he or she, whomever, may come back and say, hey, I've bossed up now. I'm the Emperor. But what you need to know, and he could say, I might be ready for commitment now. But what you need to know is two things. One, the Emperor likes things his way. He is an authority figure. He's all the kings rolled into one. Yes, he's a boss, but he tends to like to be in charge of things. And he hasn't really changed. So, I mean, people can change, but I'm saying, and maybe that's future, not right here, right now. But he's regretting how he treated you. He is regretting how he treated you. Yep. There it is, Deborah. There's the tea for you for hump day today. I didn't come with remote. That's funny. No, no, you didn't. No, I wish every man came with a remote. We could mute him or mute. Turn them off, turn them on, whatever. Oh, funny. Okay, Deborah. Well, that's what I have for you. I hope that's helpful, hon. Be on the lookout. But I'm not saying, you do what you want to with this person. That's all you. That's all you. But that seems to be the heads up the universe wants to give you. So, I know. I wish they came with remotes. Wouldn't that be nice? I'm sure they think the same thing about us too. Oh, goodness. Divyansha, the free reading was spoken for, how long we've been here? About 30 minutes ago. So I'm just now finishing the free reading. So that's it for tonight for me for free reading. So you'll have to come back and catch me on another night. Deborah says, I think my phone will be on silent. Do like I've done. I literally, because he'll drive to my house, and I literally have to, because I have a sense, I have that sixth sense sometimes, not every time, when I can just kind of feel him, like, okay, he's going to show up here, and I can just feel his energy, like getting ready to reach out or come by. So I'll move my car. I'll go hide my car somewhere. Because if he doesn't see my car, he won't stop. So yeah, do all that. Do all that. Oh, goodness. I'm laughing with you, not at you, Deborah. I'm telling you, we go to the great lengths to protect our energy sometimes, and as it should be. Excuse me, about to choke myself there. Oh, goodness. Thank you. Thank you, Lord, for letting me breathe. Okay, good. And hopefully your garage doesn't have windows where he can come put his nose and look and see if your car is in there. Oh, literally all this. Funny, not funny. I was looking at a condo and it had windows like that in the garage. And I'm thinking, well, I'll have to cover those up. Oh. Yeah, well. And I think, I don't know about you, but the truth of that is it's harder to say no in person. That's all I'm going to say about that. All right, now I'm trying to get this little deck of cards here to cooperate. Okay. I think I'm going to order a different card holder. But this is what I've got for now. Excuse me. No windows, yep, no windows. You might be a redneck or hiding from somebody if you have tinfoil on your garage windows. That might be a new t-shirt. That's okay. Ask away, Mish. Nobody else is getting a reading right now. That's it. So I got time. Ask away. I have been to Italy. What part of Italy are you in? I went to, spent 6 weeks in Vicenza when I was there. Okay, Misha's saying, I have been experiencing recurring cards. Is it ever too much? Yes, it is. If you keep asking this. Now, Mish, this is my opinion, okay? You ask other people, they might give you a different answer, but just bear that in mind. Put it in the perspective that you asked me, and this is my opinion. I think yes. I think sometimes Spirit said, I just answered that question, and nothing has changed. Now, I understand, too, the desire is to keep, to check in, because what we know is that the energy can change and does change, especially if you are working on consciously manifesting things. So I get that. But yeah, I think so. I think sometimes we need to let a little more time pass before we do that, because they don't, and they, by they, I mean our spirit team, they don't have the same, what word do I want, level of impatience or any of that humans do. But still, it's part of our growth to be patient. It's part of our growth as spiritual beings to try to accomplish our own insight without having to go to them every time, kind of thing. I hope that makes sense. Hello, Shane. How are you tonight from Kentucky? That's a beautiful state. Ooh, Adia's vibing high. Well, share some of that with us. I am too, actually, Adia, but I've had a really great week. I mean, my social life has gotten really busy this weekend, but it's all good stuff. I mean, I've just had, let's see what to do. Well, Sunday did live with you guys. Mondays are busy for me because I go to the gym, and then I come home and I teach a meditation class for 2 to 3 hours, and then I went to go play pool. And then Tuesdays I usually do some recording of videos. And what did I do last night? Oh yeah, I went and had dinner with my family, and then tonight I'm with y'all. Tomorrow night I'll be playing pool. Friday night I'll be with y'all. Saturday night I got friends I play bridge with. And I mean, it's just like this week kind of everything's fallen together. So I'm very happy to be surrounded by so many good friends. Oh. Pushpa, thank you very much for your subscription. But I know you're just coming into the feed, so you don't know that we've already been here for an hour. But the free reading has already been spoken for tonight. However, if you have your notifications turned on, you'll get notified next time I come on. And if you get there very early, hopefully you can get a free reading then. You like to play pool too? Well, I'm just learning. I'm what they call a unicorn. They told me last night I'm a unicorn until I found out what that was, and then I was... They were talking about going to Las Vegas, and I said, well, you know, make me an offer. Anyway, I'm just learning. I'm learning pool and I'm learning bridge. So oh yes, Adia, that sounds like fun. Juicy, juicy, yeah. Oh yes. I'm looking. So Paul, and what's Tony? Paul and Tony. Paul and Tony. Thank you, Adia. Now, get some juicy stuff. Okay. This is Paul. This is Tony. All right, let's see which is which. Let's see what's going on. So what do we want to ask? Do we want to see what is the potential with each of them? Is that what you'd like me to ask? What are you thinking here? No, she does not ever disappoint. She does not disappoint at all. People outside my window talking. Potential or intention? Okay. Well, let's see. The potential might reveal the intention. So let's see. What is the potential with Paul here? With Paul and Adia, what is the potential future look like with Paul and Adia? Hang on. I got something in my eye, though. Paul and Adia. Let's see. Okay, do you not want to talk? What is the potential with Adia and Paul? Okay, one more. Mic drop on that. Jeez. Shaking my head. I see. I see. All right, hang on. Let me get Tony then. Let's see what Tony reveals about Tony. Show me, please, the potential for Tony and Adia. Ooh. Oh, they would make it hard because now, oh, she's all sideways. Let's see. Exactly. Get your popcorn. Jeez. Okay. I'm just going to show you this one card now at the bottom of the deck. Now it's in reverse, so hold on. Just hold on. Let me decipher this. Oh, there's a whole big old story here. Ooh. Okay, this is going to be 3 different stories because these came out sideways. And you know what that means. So I'm going to read them one way and then I'm going to read them the other way. So 2 different, yeah, because the potential, what it's saying is there's a potential for either with Tony, either the situations I'm going to give you here, there's a potential for it to go either way. And I hate to be, it's not a cop-out, it's just, what I see here. Now, what I don't like is it starts with the Magician, again, sideways. In the reverse, so we know in the upright it means manifestation. In the reverse, though, it's somebody who would manipulate you. And, that can even be a con man energy. And we don't like that. So just know. So let's read it as in the upright first. Okay, so in the upright, if things go that way, and I almost want to have to ask, well, what determines which way it goes? Of course, that begs the question. So let me just get through this. In the upright, he's trying to manifest you, or you're trying to manifest him, either way. So far, I don't think, now I don't know if this is him or you, because I asked potential. So the potential is for, again, either unhappiness. If we're going to read it one way, remember, and we'll come back and read it the other day. So I got 2 cards here of unhappiness because somebody here hasn't learned their lesson. And it could be a lesson about, and I don't remember which of those guys is the one that's already in a relationship, but I don't remember which one is which. So I don't know who I'm reading for, Tony, but I don't know what. But this can indicate somebody has a family at home, or it's either saying, I haven't learned my lesson yet about this situation, or about money, or some kind of a long-term commitment here. And so, this is the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. And when I'm reading it this way, bad fortune, right? Things not being good. And I'm talking about you 2 here, which is going to require somebody stepping back, taking time out, and healing, and frankly losing passion for this. And again, at the bottom of the deck, the 3 of Swords, but it's in reverse, which indicates something like the hurt's already happened, and then you're potentially on the other side, you're healing from that. Now, if I read it the other way, so I don't get a crick in my neck. If I read it the other way, this is somebody who manipulates at best, which causes unhappiness, and the light is shown on that, comes to the light. And so it means somebody learns a lesson, you or them. And maybe you decide because of that, if this is you, you're saying, no, I don't want to invest in that long term. I'd rather focus on my money. I'd rather, not focus on that. It can be saying not focusing on that brings you better fortune all the way around. Even though it may take you some time to heal from it, you will start to feel passion again. Because why? Because this is in reverse and you start to heal from that. Either way, I don't really think I like that. Either way. Let me turn these back around now. I don't feel very optimistic about that either way with Tony. I got to tell you, that's kind of how that's coming across to me. But let's for a second take a look over here at, I'm sorry, what was his name again? I've already forgotten the first one. Hang on. Can't believe I did that. Shoot. Paul. Yes, thank you, Paul. So right out of the gate over here with Paul, we've got the Ten of Cups. Well, you know what that means. That's happiness. Divine love, harmony, fulfillment, dreams coming true. But there is fear around it. There's fear, there's secrets around this. And the other thing is, with these two combined like this, it's like, is this too good to be true? It's a little bit of this, because the moon card can be illusion sometimes. Is it too good to be true? I may have to make a difficult decision about this. It may put me at a crossroads, which is a heavy burden. Now, the burden here can be, with this person, it could be that you're doing it all. Maybe you're the only one really working on that relationship here. And that's when you decide at some point, or somebody does, either to take a time out, but it could be because somebody here is resisting surrendering to getting a new perspective about something here in the future. And what that could be, could be involved with somebody maybe remaining single or getting single. But there is a lot of passion here. There is a lot of passion. And it could potentially be victorious. However, I'm not sure if that's going to happen if somebody doesn't wake up. Somebody needs to awaken here. Yeah, the Judgment card in the verse is a lack of self-awareness. And so it would take a lot of patience and healing and time. Okay, let me see. Tony's been reaching out, but not really saying anything. I've forgiven him. I'm happy. Amen to that. He's trying to decide how much he has to apologize for. If he has to decide that, he doesn't know yet. He has not even seen the tip of that iceberg yet. And that, no, maybe one of my moderators answered you. No, it's already been, I've already done the free reading for tonight, but thank you for being here. Yeah, she did answer. Figured she's always on it. Hello, Blue Dot, how are you tonight? Paul has small children and out earn him. Okay, well, that could explain that, yeah. Because this has the energy feel around that kind of thing. Like, you'd be carrying the load of basically, financially probably, or practically even, like, I'm the only one that ever takes out the trash, or I'm the only one that ever, you know, does this or that. It kind of has that feeling. Some people are domestically lazy. They're not bad people. They just, maybe their parents didn't teach them that. So, I don't think either one of these are your match. I'm just going to say, I'm not going to say you can't have a good time with them. I'm not going to say that, because I think you should. I just got to tell you the truth. I don't think either one of these are your actual long-term match. So, I said that out loud. Oh, that's good. Okay. Well, the deer says, nah, I'm just building my roster for the summer. You know, filling out that dance card, are you? That's so funny. Getting back out there. Well, awesome. Yeah, this one... Yeah, another thing. I mean, this one, I understand how strong this is. I feel that. It's very strong. But it's interesting you had the Ace of Wands in both of these. So, you don't have to tell me you're a Scorpio. Yeah, I know. I know. They love that Scorpio passion. Trust me, I do know. And they never forget it, and it's hard for them to walk away from it. So, yes. Whole lot of that. I don't know, what should we even go? What do you want me to ask about that? I don't know. What do you want me to ask about that? Well, sometimes that's harder to do than not, isn't it, Adia? I do understand. You know, I'm a double Scorpio. Oh, yes, I understand well. Advice. Okay, we'll do that then. Not sure this... Do we want... Yeah, we'll stick with this. Okay. Advice for Adia regarding Paul. What advice do we have regarding Paul? That came right out. Okay. What's at the bottom? Yeah, we know. Yeah, we know it's somebody. She already knows. It's from her past. Memories, fondness. Yeah. Advice for Paul. Well, I was just waiting because there's a little bit of a different energy off this card, and I wanted to sit with it. You know, you've got the Six of Pentacles, which talks about equal give and take, reciprocity, sharing. It literally, now I've never seen that on there, but it does. It's a merchant giving to two beggars, essentially, two people. Generosity, sharing. Now, sharing. This is, that Ten of Cups came back. That's what I was kind of waiting to see what else it was trying to tell me about this. Happy home, harmony. Inner happiness, though, Adia. So, I think this is saying, because you know I'm going to say something about manifestation here. Focus on filling your cup first inner harmony, your own divine love, your own blissful, harmonic relationship with yourself, maybe. Total love and support. So, you know, when you're practicing your manifestation, focus on the fact that I have this already. Therefore, everyone gives to me equally. Therefore, I feel okay giving to everybody else equally. Does that make sense? So over here with Paul, it's more about it, and I don't think, even though this is the pentacle, which would represent money, it's not about that. It's literally everything else that you would be, you know, your equal time and energy and all that. But it's, I just feel like this is talking about you filling your cup and not necessarily looking for the, and this is true in general, looking for anything outside of you to fill that cup or this person. But I also think that there's a lot of happiness in this one over here, potential for that. But I'm also getting another message about boundaries. Because this can be boundaries too. Giving equal, that isn't just about money, you know. So I think it's talking about, or I feel it's talking about, having good boundaries with yourself. Don't overgive, don't undergive, you know, that kind of thing. And that's going to be the key for happiness in that relationship. Let's see. Oh, Lord, he actually grocery shops you. How sweet is that? Calls and messages you several times a day. Oh, wow. Well, he's definitely into you then. I know. You have done the work. You clearly have. I don't know if I've ever had that card come out for you. That Ten of Cups, you are doing the work. Okay, good. And you said you get that and you have communicated boundaries. Awesome. Vikram 1111, you can Google it, angel number 1111, but predominantly it means you're in alignment. You are in alignment and in the flow of what Spirit is sending to you or wants you to be in, or what's for your highest good. Okay. Now we're back over here to Tony. What's advice for Adia for Tony? Please and thank you. Please and thank you. Indecision. Indecision about whether or not to give, to open up your feelings, or to stay cold, because you don't want to be manipulated again. That was really what was there, but okay. Let's see. Let's see. I think you just, that's smart. That's, yeah. But this does mean crossroads. Oh, sorry, I had covered up the card. Paul prioritizes you. How lovely. How lovely. Okay. So, Mr. Tony, you know, this is advice, but it's also a story. Don't get yourself in this crossroads again, because you're going to get pull right back into this hot mess. This is the Three of Cups in reverse. That card's a third party for me, or overindulging in some form or fashion. I mean, look at the artwork on the card. This particular deck has, they're drinking, they're dancing in the rain. They're just, I mean, it's just like all out, full on party there. But I said that because then we've got this Knight of Swords in the reverse. That's like, I'm not either, we're going to argue about this. We're going to argue about this. This is communication. It's either no communication means I'm not talking about this. It's going to put you at a cross. Your advice is don't go there. Don't put yourself in a crossroads, because you know this is already going on over here. And you know it's just going to be disappointing, more disappointing news. This means disappointing news. Or a lack of communication. Or fighting even. Yeah, and it's just it's going to weaken you. Going to take the wind out of your sails, as it were. Knock your confidence. And it's just going to be another failure, because why? Because we know what it's really about. It's really about this. It's really about that. Oh, hey, Kaiser, welcome in tonight. You're working? Well, you're sweet just to stop by and say hello. Thank you. So, Adia, poor Tony over here. He's still, he's still him. He's still him. He's still likely to just be going to cause you hurt. But I know the passion's good. That's what this is telling me. But if you give in to this is what you're going to get with him. Broken heart. At least where he is now. Now, people can change. We do know this. People can change. Yeah, your advice is not to fight for this anymore. Your advice is not to fight for this anymore. Yeah, I know, and because he's not stable. And I don't know if this is you or him, remorse and regret, but that's a no. It's a no-go. Or, let me rephrase that. Proceed at your own risk. How about that? Proceed at your own risk with Tony, because he's just still a hot mess. I'm just saying. So you're moving on. That's good. That's good. And he's going to flip out. Well, yeah, I suspect, because, that's what they do. They, breadcrumb you and keep you hanging on, just giving you enough, just enough to keep you dangling. And then when you really decide to leave, they feel that it creates a vacuum. They feel you're leaving. They feel the energy. It's like a hole. And that's when they, wait a minute, you can't leave me. Who do you think you are? You can't leave me. And then they come rushing in. Whatever. Good evening, Frank. How are you tonight? So that's what that looks like. Hey, Creed. Good evening. I am in Alabama, USA. Alabama. With banjo on my knee. Actually, I was born and raised in Georgia, but I'm in Birmingham, Alabama now. I'm very well, Frank. I've had a really busy week. It's awesome. And hello, Lane in Minnesota. I have to always think, not Michigan. MI is Michigan, right? Minnesota is MN. My best friend lives there. I think we talked about that before, didn't we? Yes, Mish. I love your esoteric questions. Ask away, darling. And I got a good one today from actually a friend of mine who asked me about something. It's going to be a topic for one of our videos. Yeah, I bet it does. It probably feels like a weight off your shoulders, doesn't it, Adia? You're very welcome. Thank you. Thank you for purchasing a reading. You're a sweetheart. You're one of my best supporters, for heaven's sakes. Thank you. Oh, Lord, I feel you. Now, we probably talked about this before. You know, I have a weakness for Aries because my moon is in Aries. So that's where my emotional state is. Yep. I like Aries. Okay, Mish. And so what's the question about that? Mish is asking a general... Sorry, guys. Yes, I do know what you mean. And I'm going to read your question for those who might see the video later. So Mish is saying, so with what I know about her and life in general as an intuitive empath and such, because she is and she feels things, that's what empaths do. And our language is typically like, I feel so-and-so. Like, I feel so bad, depressed, emotional, couldn't even go to work, but in my mind, I'm not sad. Yeah, I knew that was the question you were going to ask, and it's so hard. I think, Mish, the best answer I can give you, if you've done everything, you ask yourself, have you done everything that you know to do? First of all, like, have you meditated to clear your energy? Have you physically, and when I say physically, I mean, like, you just sage your incense to clear the energy in your house, maybe. Have you been eating or drinking in a way that has affected your energy? So those are the first questions you ask. Then, and this is one of the topics I was going to talk about in our memberships. See, this is a great topic for there. It is a weird dichotomy, but it's a learning for you. And Spirit is wanting you to learn about that very distinction. It's important that you learn what's yours and what's other people's. So that's why you're going through. That's a personal intuitive message I'm giving you now. Okay, that's not a general statement. That is a personal, I'm telling you, Mish, this is what's going on. So you need to go through it. You need to figure it out, because that's going to be more and more important as you get down the road, as you start doing work as an empath and as an intuitive, okay? So first ask those questions. First determine those things. Now, as an extension of that, where have you been? When did it start? Where have you been? What people have you been around? What circumstances have you been around between when you remember feeling normal and well to now? Okay? The other side of that is, have other people come into your home and environment. Like, it's one thing to go out there, but that can happen also, people coming into your home. So there's two sides to that one. I'm happy and content in my mind, but then I'm not at all. Yeah. So you're saying, I've done it all and it won't leave. I've been more disciplined with those things. Okay. So then, Lane, no, I am not. And Kaiser, I have already done the free reading for tonight, sweetie, so I haven't, don't have any more free readings tonight, if that's what you're asking there. I might be lame, but let me stay on this question for me. So let's for a moment assume that you had gone out somewhere, and this is a subject I really don't want to get into too deeply here. I just know there's more here that I'm saying on this in this arena. You could have picked up a dark energy and brought it home with you, or they could have attached themselves to you. So all these different potentials. Now, don't think of that necessarily in terms of some dead person's spirit. There are a lot of other kind of energies that have nothing to do with a dead person. Again, not a subject I want to go into deeply here in this public venue, in this particular live. That's a subject for a more small group like in our membership. But there are all kinds of energy blobs, and for lack of a technical description, that you can pick up, and then other people's energy, as I said, if you've been around other people. Well, right. Have you opened yourself? In other words, when you talk about other people reading you, when you give permission, when you ask, people don't know this, but when you ask, like on here, people come in here and ask me for a reading, you're giving permission for that reader. You're opening the door for that reader. You're giving permission for them to come into your house, your body, your life, your house, and read your energy. Now, hopefully those were well-meaning people and they are people of integrity. I don't know who they were, so, but you're you're seeming to think that that might be it. Well, Mish, honestly, I'd have to do a session with you in diagnosis, because there's stuff that I would do to detect that, what exactly is going on with you. Now, I know you're asking for your own, so that you can fix it, and maybe you can. Just a minute, let me block these trolls in here. Oh, Mish, there's so many things. It could be like if you're in a twin flame relationship. I hated to bring that up, but that could be that's what your person is feeling, because we're very connected to them. And I know you've alluded to that you might think, rather that this other person is a twin. So that could be too, that they're going through something. Yep. Also, again, there are just many possibilities here. We've talked about this before, I think, maybe last month. We've got a full moon. You said it earlier. And each full moon has a different energy about it. Each full moon kind of wants you to look at something. It's a full moon. It's showing light to something that you probably need to let go of. But it's illuminating. And so you might want to do a little research on what this strawberry moon is about. I'm always, just an FYI, I personally am always more emotional around a full moon. Now, sometimes that emotion is sadness or melancholy that I don't know where it comes from. Sometimes I get irritated more easily, which isn't normal for me. It takes a lot to, to make me go there typically, but sometimes I just have like a hair trigger for any little thing, not any little thing, but you get what I'm saying. So depending on the energy of that moon and if it's affecting my sign or not, I might lean one of those directions or the other. Yep. Sagittarius full moon. Is it? I know it's a strawberry moon, but I didn't know. Is it a Sagittarius full moon, cards he says? Maybe, Mish. See, I use, like, when I'm working one-on-one with people, I'm not trying to talk you into a private session. That's not what I'm doing. I just want you, because you want to know about all these esoteric things. So this is more about that than the other. I personally would probably get my pendulum out for this and ask questions. That's how I would do that. And I would ask yes and no questions. To me, tarot is a little bit different tool. See, you got to have the right tool for the job, right? So I would be asking my pendulum. That, by the way, is one of the courses I want to teach here in my membership, the higher tier membership. I've been thinking about that. I know my meditation students want me to do that, and so I thought, well, maybe I could record it and just make a course out of it here, so I might do that. But anyway, all that is to say, and I am trying to tune into your energy. I think it's really largely about this full moon energy for you. I do. I think that's most of what you're feeling. But I'm seeing you with a group of friends, like female friends, like girlfriends. Were you just recently around some girlfriends? Not recently? Okay. I'm just seeing these two other women in your life. I don't know why they're showing me this, but that means something. There's two other women around you, and there's something going on. Maybe you don't even know it yet. Maybe you don't know these. Maybe these are relatives. It feels like friends, though. Don't want to be around friends. Yeah, I hear you. I think a lot of us, especially Scorpios, we don't want to be around people when we're not in our happy self. We just want to, sit in our cave and lick our wounds until we're better. I know me personally, that's when I pull back. I don't want to expose other people to that. This is my personal thing, and I don't want the world to, and then when I get better, I'll come out. When I'm ready, I come out. I don't know that I would use that word needy, but they're like, bossy is the one word. Bossy. Like, I know everything. One of them kind of is very sure about what they know. Let me put it that way. One of them feels more like a motherly energy, so I don't know if that's a family member. I don't know, but one of them is younger, and she feels like more bossy. Like, yeah, I don't know how better to put that into words. Hey, Erin, good evening. It's going well, thank you. Does that sound like somebody you know? Hey, Jay. No, wait a minute. You're working tonight, aren't you? No, Wednesday's your night with your mom. I remember that now. Yes. I just kind of remember Wednesdays is not the best night for you, but I'm glad you popped in. Thank you, Jay. Yeah, again, I'm not really feeling needy as I am. Oh, you cut her out of your life a month or so ago. Well, there we go. Yes, I do, honey Holly. Although it depends. I do a different preparation for that. typically in a private session than I do here, but I'm certainly happy to try for you. But never make a promise about that. Well, no, that's not my point. Yeah, you're not sad. You're not sad. You may be picking up on what they're feeling. Their sadness, because if they're thinking about you, that energy is going toward you. You may be picking up on what they're feeling. So that was my 2 cents about that. But honestly, I think most of it is this moon. You know, I would say, see how you feel in 2 days. I typically feel better, not the day after the full moon, but 2 days later is when I just kind of, it's like, okay, that's passed. So let's see how you feel in 2 days, and then make note of that. If you just, that pervasive sadness has gone, then you kind of know it was probably the moon. Because I know you did say in the past you're very sensitive to earth energy too. Oh, which reminds me, did y'all see, of course, I did not fact check this, and we all know there's all kind of trash out here on the internet. So it could have been trash, or it could be AI for all I know. But somebody posted a picture. Hey, Catalyst and Brandy Lee, welcome. They posted a picture where all these wild, well, they're bison, I started to say wild buffalo, bison in Yellowstone Park had come down out of the hills, and they were like laying, like the picture I saw looked like hundreds of them laying down and across the road. In other words, they blocked traffic. They couldn't get any traffic in or out. Now, I don't know if this is a true story, but could have just been somebody making it up for all I know. But the question made sense because, you know, Yellowstone is a super cauldron. In other words, what that means is at one point, there's a circle of volcanoes. So one volcano is a volcano. Multiple volcanoes, and it creates like a circle, and it's called a super cauldron. And it's overdue for eruption. And so they were speculating that, you know, animals know things humans don't, that very possibly there could be some seismic thing getting ready to happen there, because all these bison had come out, and they were either trying to warn humans, or they were trying to, you know, keep humans at the park, or they were trying to get away from something. I don't know. Like I said, I did not fact check that. I have no idea if that's a true story or not. Oh, goodness, you can't even be outside. So, well, fact check that story, because that, I mean, just, yeah, I don't know how to, just Google it, I guess, and see what comes up. But for sure there are people, and you, I think, are going to be one of those that's very sensitive to earth energy. So you may be picking up on something that's about to happen. I mean, I have had friends that are empaths, and their abilities leaned more toward that. Like they could predict an earthquake 2 days before it happened. That's not me. I don't get that. I don't get that at all. So we all have different proclivities in terms of gifts. So that could be it. So be on the, you know, watch the news, see if something comes out, and see how you feel afterwards. It's getting scary good, Jay. You just can't believe anything. I know it. K Illuminati, I am 74 years old. Ticking time bombs. Yes, it kind of feels that way. So anyway, K Illuminati, I am here to do mini read. So if you'd like to purchase a mini read, that information is pinned at the top of the chat. And unless somebody has spoken up, I don't have any more line. I mean, I'm caught up is what I'm trying to say. Unless somebody's paid for one and I didn't know it by PayPal. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I try. And I do work out and all the stuff to take care of myself. Yeah. Hey, Queenie. What kind of work do you need to do, Jay? What are you talking about? Oh, and by the way, I think most of you probably know that I went ahead and published the meditation video series, the part 3, 1, 2, and 3, because I think y'all couldn't see it for whatever reason. Even though I made it, went from Soul Tribe family to Soul Tribe members, y'all couldn't see it. So anyway, I published it. If anybody is here that would like to know about that, please watch them, all 3. The first one is about the breathing technique and how to properly breathe. The second one is actually how to meditate, and the third one is a guided meditation. So it's getting pretty good views off so far, so hopefully it'll be helpful to somebody out there. Sam, you can use the link, the PayPal link that is pinned at the top of the chat, or that's $15, or $20 if you use Super Chat. To use Super Chat, you hit that little $ in the bottom right hand of your screen. So, Mish, does that help a little bit? The question I had today that I'm going to do a video on for my members. A friend of mine's longtime boyfriend's mother passed away, and he gave her a bunch of her jewelry, and she was asking me, do I need to clear the energy of this jewelry? So we had an interesting... So I responded to her, and it made me think, hey, that's a good topic for a chat with my members. So I'm gonna do a video on that with you guys at some point. Okay, Sam, as long as I know you're working on it, I'll hang out. Oh, okay. I didn't know. All right, thank you. Thank you. I will do that. Thank you. I got it. All right. Kaiser, I see you did purchase a reading, so thank you very much. So Kaiser and Sam, all right. And I don't know when your request came in, Kaiser, but if you're here, please let me know. Please let me know you're still here. I didn't know that. Yes, it did. It went fine. Sam, thank you very much. I got it. Thank you. Kaiser is at work and said he will, yeah, but I don't do that. Kaiser at work said he will watch later. I'm just going to refund him then because I like them to be here present in the chat. That's kind of my rule. But I'll write him a note and tell him why. Yeah, and I'll have to go back and dig for the questions. So, I mean, that's just like, no, have to be present. Well, if he said he was going to work, I totally missed that, or I certainly would have. I just missed that, so I don't know. I saw that he put a question, but because I didn't know he'd paid, people do, y'all know, you're here, you see what people post questions all the time, but. Okay, Mish, thank you so much, honey. Appreciate you. You know I love you to pieces. Thank you. Also, you have to rewind. I just answered that for somebody. Yes, Ivan, I remember. Ivan, I can tell you what happened. And what happened is you said I want a reading, and then you probably popped off, and then you came back, and or something to that effect, because I give people a chance. It happens so fast. People come in, they want a reading, they say I want a reading, or most likely what happens to a lot of people is they will post their question. They won't say I want a reading, they'll just post their question. But what they don't realize is this chat goes very fast. And so I'm watching for that first free reading. And if I say your name and you don't respond, I'm going to call your name out 2 or 3 times. If you don't respond when I call your name out 2 or 3 times, I move on to the next person. So I have addressed this with you through comments 2 or 3 different times. I've given you all the explanations, and that's all I can tell you. You missed your chance. If you weren't here and you didn't speak up immediately, you snooze, you lose. I don't know what else to say for you. I'm sorry, but you can come back and try again, because I do free readings, but you have to get here and make your request in the first 60 seconds, because that's how fast those free readings go. Yes, you could add that in the chat, Joe. That'd be awesome. I typically say it at the beginning of the video. I know I did tonight, but people are popping in here so they don't hear that first part. And I can't keep saying it over and over again. You have to be here in the chat to get your reading. Yep. I love that. 74 years young. Thank you, Adia. Well, I don't know, Ivan. I do the best I can. That's all I can tell you over here. I'm juggling a lot. If you were sitting on this side and you see what I see and you have to do what I do over here and juggling thousands of people that come through this chat, my apologies. That's all I can do is apologize. Yeah, and Ivan, again, my apology. I'm sorry. That's all I know to say. Yes, Sam, sorry. I was just trying to resolve all that. So yes, Sam, and I'm ready for you. So I'll write a note to Kaiser. Excuse me. All I can say, Ivan, is it certainly was not intentional. I would never intentionally do that. Okay, Sam says, I'm trying to get a transfer back to West Virginia. Okay. And Ivan, it absolutely was not intentional. No, 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 no. I would never do that. No, not at all. That was, no. Please believe me, from the bottom of my heart, it was not intentional. It's just I'm juggling a lot over here, and I know people who aren't creators here on YouTube. You don't get to see what's on the other side and what we have to do over here, so you really wouldn't have any idea about that. But it's a lot. Let's see. Sam saying, I'm trying to get a transfer back home to West Virginia. Should I quit my good position, or will I get a transfer this month? My aunt has third stage. Oh God, I'm so sorry about your aunt. Third stage cancer. And I need to get home and take care of her. Okay, I'm thinking Sam had a word your question. And God bless you, good news. I like that handle, the good news. Yes, please. Please. Good news, please. Okay. Well, I'm trying to think. I want to ask this so you can get the best answer for you. I'm hot, y'all. I don't know what I think. Gets stuffy in here at night. I'm stalling, Sam, because I want to ask the best question. It's important how I ask the question. Gosh, I don't blame you. That would be, oof. Well, what I could do, Sam, is just ask what the potential outcome is. For example, if you stay where you are versus if you move and go to West Virginia. That's probably, I'm thinking, the best way to do this. So I'll have two decks, in other words, and it'll show us remember, it's only a potential. Nothing is written in stone. Thank you, Adia. I appreciate that very, very much. Yes, grace would be very appreciated. Well, Sam, I'm just, it sounds like you've already made your mind up to go home. So if that's the case, do we want to rethink our question here? I mean, I'm here for you, but is that really the question if you're saying sounds like you've already made your mind up? Excuse me. It almost sounds like the real question is, what's going to happen with work? You have. Well, so it's not about whether or not you're going to quit your job. You just want to know, you want a reassurance that your finances are going to be taken care of is what I'm really hearing, what I'm reading between the lines with your questions. Is that more kind of what you're looking for? I love y'all. My moderators are the best in the world. Should wait to go to the transfer to go earlier. Oh, Jay, that might be it. I think that might be it. Sam, look up there at Jay's question. I like how he worded it. Does that sound about right? Okay, because I kind of like that. We should wait to go to the transfer. Okay. Well, Sam, let me talk a second about that before I pull cards for you, okay? Before we come into this earthly plane, let me get my guru hat on. Before we come into this earthly plane, we make contracts with people to include who's going to be present with us when we pass. Now, I know a little bit about this. I've helped a number of people cross over, and I don't mean in the Dr. Kevorkian kind of way. But I've been privileged to support their passing and take care of them and be there for a number of people. And it was truly a privilege. And that was part of my spiritual journey and my learning. So let me tell you something. If you're supposed to be there, you will. And no job or no transfer or no car breaking down or no planes, delayed flights, or any move to any state is going to matter. If you're supposed to be there, you will be there. Very simple. If you made a contract with that person before you came into this lifetime to be present when they pass, you will be there. Now, let me share this part B to that because I know well, you may not have. I don't know anything. Maybe you've heard stories, and I know several of these cases where the family and the children or the spouse, they're all gathered around the person who's passing. And maybe there's that one, maybe just that one child. I mean, whatever the circumstances vary. But that one very devoted child, that one daughter, let's say, that's been there at that bedside with that mother every day, didn't leave her bedside, slept in the room, didn't leave. And one day she decides to go down the hall, take a shower, and get a cup of coffee. And that's when her mom passes. So the people who pass have a list. And they have an agenda, so to speak. And I don't mean that in a negative way. About who they want when they pass and why. They might not want somebody there. And so again, it's predestined. It's predestined whether you're going to be with that person or not. So I just want to alleviate your concern about that. Now you go through the steps you need to go through, of course, to take care of her and do all the things that you want to do, because I can tell you really care about her. But in terms of, you could move back there, you could quit your job and move back there, and you could be taking care of her and be spending full time every minute with her, and you go to sleep for 5 minutes and that's when she passes. So just letting you know, that is one of the few things, in my opinion, that is really predestined when we come into this lifetime. It's a short list, so I wanted to share that with you. It will only be you. Well, nevertheless. So I just wanted to comfort you regarding that issue, that if you're supposed to be there, if her soul, in other words, not her 3D body, if her soul wants you to be there, you will be. You're contracted. Your soul and her soul have contracted. Now, back to your question. So I kind of like the way, so the question is basically, if you should wait for the transfer or go earlier. I think Jay put it really well. That's kind of what I'm feeling. Oh, Adia, gosh, you're very welcome. Oh, Oh my Lord, I did not know you had gone. I don't remember you sharing that. Did you share that with me ever? Thanks, Darlene, for giving me more solace than I already had regarding my 15-year-old nephew passing away in my arms from an asthma attack. Oh my Lord. Ooh. Boy, that got my heart. Well, you're welcome. You're welcome. And I do firmly believe that. Hey, David. Sorry I didn't speak to you. Good evening. Good. Sam is saying I'm okay with that as long as I can make her as comfortable as possible until she's gone. That really is the goal. Again, I've cared for a number of people, and that is the goal. Make them comfortable. And here's one more I will add to that that's very important for people that are passing. Help them retain as much as you can their sense of dignity. Because that's something very big that I have learned in dealing with people. I won't go into the details, but help her maintain her sense of dignity. That will be very appreciated. I know, Jay. I almost lost it too. God, that is heart-wrenching. Oh man, 15 years old. That is not right. Jeez. Ooh, okay, Sam, sorry. We have a little bit of a conversation here, you can tell. Wow. And 1 second, y'all, please let me close my blind real quick. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Chris. That's very kind of you. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Thank you very much. If I can get this frog out of my throat tonight, it'll be better. So I think what we'll do, and I'm asking about decks, is pull the potential. Like if you, if you wait. Good, thank you. You cry for me too, Jay. I know. Oh, God, I know. I'm still stunned. I'm still stunned too, Sam, with that. That just, oof, jeez. I knew about your 15-year-old nephew. I didn't realize he died in your arms and from asthma. I mean, because my kids had asthma. I have asthma. It's a thing, and people don't realize it can get dangerous. Okay, Sam, I'm going to try to pull it together. I promise. Whew, I got to breathe on that one. That's a heart-wrenching. Jeez. Nebulizers trigger my well, I understand that. Trigger your PTSD. Of course it would, yes. Oh, God, Deborah, too? Oh, my Lord. Deborah saying my dad passed away this way. He waited until just my son and I were at his bedside. See? He didn't want a bunch of people around him. He wouldn't let go of my hand nor my son's beard for 4 hours. Oh, jeez. Oh, wow. I mean, it's an absolute thing, guys. I don't say that about a lot of things, but that's something I am quite sure about. Eesh. Aaron, I am not sure. Have you bought a reading? Have you paid for a mini reading, Aaron? Because the free reading was already finished about 2 hours ago. I know you're just popping in. People pop in, so you don't know that. All right, Sam, I'm going to pull it together. Enough hemming and hawing. Okay, whoo. Phew, that's stuff. That's stuff. Let's ask, Sam. Two potentials. One is if you quit now and go, and one if you stay and wait for the promotion. I think that's essentially what you want to know. All right, so I'm just asking, is the right deck for you? Yes, okay. So let's see. Deborah worked in hospice for years, but it's so different with our own loved ones. Amen. Amen it is. And I'm telling you, those hospice nurses are the bee's knees. They are a special group of people. Yeah. I've got stories, y'all. Okay. Thank you, Jay. Appreciate you posting that and answering that question for me. Okay, Sam, here we go. You ready? First question. What is the potential, again, nothing's written in stone, potential if Sam quits her job and leaves and goes soon, we'll say, to take care of her aunt? What does that potential look like? Okay, one more. I'm laughing because I think I get the feeling that wherever you are right now, in this job or your environment or whatever, it's toxic anyway. It's toxic anyway. This is the devil card. Now, in the reverse, it means you're being released from something that's toxic. Just saying. Yeah, you're not happy there anyway, so what? Anything else you want to tell me about that? So if Sam decides to leave sooner rather than later, quit her job and go, what's the potential outcome here? You're up in Maine. Ooh, it gets cold up there. I may have to pull a clarifier on that. U.S. Postal Service. Cool, cool. And hello, Andrea in Spring Hope in North Carolina. Yeah, that's a tough job, though. U.S. Postal Service, yeah. I'm just making sense of these cards, Sam, so bear with me. Okay, I'm going to just wait because I want to get clarification on that. So let me pull the other potential for you before I speak on that. What other deck? Okay. Now, if you don't quit your job and you stay and wait for the promotion, what is the potential there? For Sam. Okay, let me get one more over here. Either way, Sam, thank you for being patient for me. Either way you do this, you might lose a little bit of money, but I don't think it's not a big deal. Because I got the Four of Pentacles in the reverse on both sides of this equation. That's why I said that. That's the Miser, and in the reverse it can have a number of meanings, but it can be letting go of something, like letting go of a good job or letting go of an income or something. So but it's not the worst card about money in the deck, so don't worry. I don't have any cards other than that, so that indicates anything bad financially. So, okay, Deborah, good night. Thank you for being with us. I appreciate you lending your good energy with us tonight. Thank you. All right, so if you decide, let me get back over here first. Because I was going to clarify this one before I spoke on it. What deck? This one? I just want to ask a little bit more about what is this Chariot in Five of Wands? What are you telling me here with this? Just trying to get the full picture of what it's trying to tell me, Sam, so bear with me, please. Baseball Life. I like that handle. You donated $30? Well, thank you very much. How did you donate $30? PayPal, maybe? Just say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Are you not going to speak to me, please? Clarify this Chariot and... One more, please. Okay, we'll turn that over. Try this way. Aaron, you did? Okay, thank you. I'll put you down here. So you'd be after Sam. Oh my gosh, the quiet, thank you. I usually get that my nose is big and my ears are big, and so thank you for the compliment. Sam, Sam, Sam. I just feel like, well, there we go. Let's see. Why? Well, that's a hell of a story there. Okay. As I said, Sam, this card talks about being released from things that are toxic, released from things that are holding you back, keeping you small, keeping you, this is a card of addictions and obsessions, but in the reverse, it means being released from that. Things that are holding you back from being the best version of you, but in the reverse, it talks about being released from that. So now we're out talking about, excuse me, the side where we ask if you leave your job and go down sooner. It may cost you a little bit of money, but again, we talked about that. Moving is expensive, so I don't think this is anything major here. Not to worry about that. But what I was having trouble with is these two cards in context of the questions that we asked you. We asked for you. The Chariot in reverse and the Five of Wands in reverse. The Chariot in reverse talks about a lack of direction, a lack of determination. I'm not going, normally it's fast forward movement, but in the reverse it's saying, no, I'm going nowhere fast. And for me, this card tonight, really, I think you feel like you just, this like, I'm just going through the motions anyway. I'm just kind of going through the motions. I don't really, it's like I don't even know where I'm pointing myself anymore. Yeah, it's a good job, but I don't have direction here. So now we're talking about if you do quit your job. So you may get down there, and you may think, well, now I don't have direction in my life. Okay, I've done this move. I don't have direction in my life. Wait 1 second. Let me see what this says. I'm hearing an interesting message for you. Okay. The Five of Wands in reverse talks about no more conflict. I don't want to fight anymore. I don't want to fight. So I feel like part of this move is allowing you to get out of an environment where there was bickering and fighting, competition, all that kind of thing. To be honest, so this might be a relief on some level for you to leave and go. Even though I know you want the promotion, and maybe that's kind of why you were hanging on, this energy feels like, yeah, I wanted the promotion, I was hanging, all that, but where you are currently, this feels like it would be a release for you, in effect. Like, okay, now this is not talking about your aunt. She's going to be okay either way. We're talking about you. Because I think you've been really up in your head about this a lot. Obviously, this is the card of analysis paralysis, overthinking things. Overthinking about giving this cup of love. Essentially, this means overthinking about, I want to go and do this thing. I want to make this offer. I want to go take care of my aunt, which is a loving act, right? So I think I really feel like this, if you do this move, it will maybe bring something new into you, for you, some kind of a new offer that touches your heart. On the one hand, you won't feel balanced because you're used to, it's like people, generally speaking, people like routines, and we like to know what we're doing and where we're going, and you've got a regular job, and that feels comforting, even though it might not be the job you want. So you might feel unbalanced with that, like I'm a fish out of water. Excuse me. So it just might make you feel like, and the answer is, you're going to question yourself. I know what you want to know is the offer coming in. That's really the bottom line, because you keep coming back to that. You keep circling back. Every time I try to get you away to try to get you to look at some other aspect of this, you keep circling back to that question. That tells me that's really the only thing you want to know here. And I'm kind of not even should be talking about this other stuff for you. Because there's a chance you're going to get down there and feel like, gee, I wish I hadn't have done that. Justice card in reverse. Maybe I should have waited for this offer to come in, this offer. So you'll doubt yourself. You'll second guess. If you go now, you'll second guess. This is the card of remorse. I should have waited. I should have waited. If I'd have just stuck with that. You're going to second guess. I'm not saying it will or would not have happened, but the cards here are saying you will second guess yourself for doing that. I'm not saying it's the wrong thing. I'm saying that's what most likely would happen. Like, maybe I did this and I didn't have clarity about it, and I shouldn't have, whatever. Woulda, shoulda, coulda. Now over here, sorry guys, my throat. I said it earlier, I'll say it again, y'all. I cough a lot because I have allergies and sinus drainage and all that, but I had a really bad upper respiratory crud last week, and I'm still dealing with that, so my apologies. I'm just going to ask the question you asked, because that's telling essentially a similar story. So, if Sam goes down there, will Sam find a job right away? Let's ask. No. Sorry, Sam. No. It's the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. No, you will not. And it's interesting because I'm both decks show you this one too. I have the Ace of Swords in reverse. That talks about a lack of clarity, which is obviously what you're going through right now, right? Clearly, I don't have clarity. I wouldn't be paying a darn tarot reader to ask. Oh, Lord, I'm way behind in the chat. Sorry, guys. Same thing, I do want to quit, honestly. Yeah, I could feel that energy there. Not necessarily. See, we're into what, question 4 now out of a 1-question reading. Let me feel this out, Sam, for you, because I want to help you. I really do. What I'm feeling, cards aside. I started to say cards be damned, but cards be aside. I don't mean that, Tara. This is a case of you're going to get the lesson you need, because everything in the world is here to challenge us and give us a lesson, right? You're going to get the lesson you need either way. That's really the message I'm intuitively getting for you. And that's why I think, see, why are you sorry? Did I? I'm not asking a question. I haven't asked you a question yet. Oh, let's see how. For those of you that are just coming into the chat, I like that, Jay. Jay is saying, I think that was one of the more important lessons. Your lesson will come to you. Yeah, I know that. Oh, well, no, Sam, it's not you. It's me. I don't know why I'm having trouble with your reading. This is not normal. That's why, and I'm trying to figure out what it is that Spirit was trying to get me to say to you or do or whatever here. So that difficulty you're sensing is in me. It has nothing to do with you. Please don't take that personally. No, no, no. I'm just trying to feel that there's something here I am, as a reader, am not getting. And that's why I'm just trying to take my time and wait for the message to come through. There's something here they want me to do or say that I hadn't stumbled on yet. So this is what it looks like when that happens for me. Because if I don't relate to those cards, and I didn't, that's why I put them back in the deck. It's like, that makes no sense to me. So they either have to give me a new set of cards or something, and we'll get there. If you'll bear with me, we'll get there. Typically, though, when that happens, what it usually wants me to do is talk about law of attraction and law of manifestation with people, because really I was kind of getting similar cards to either decision you make. Let me put it like this. And so, well, I can feel that. Yes, Sam. Broken heart of the situation, frustrated at the level of craziness with work. Clearly, clearly. Whether it's toxic, yes. And then this just talks about fighting, well, you know, not literally, but competition, bickering. So, you are a powerful creator, Sam, and you can change the outcome of any of this. Yes, this does not negate what I said earlier about who is supposed to be with you and whether... I cannot get that out. My apologies, everybody. Oh, so annoying to me. If you're supposed to be with your aunt, you will be with your aunt. And if you're not, you're not. We talked about that. But So that's destiny. But you can influence like your job situation, because that's a different issue. We're not talking about your aunt now. Now we're talking about your job. You're worried about that. So I'm going to encourage you. I'm not going to go into a whole long conversation about that because I've got other people waiting for readings. But educate yourself on the law of attraction and watch like Abraham Hicks videos. I particularly like those, or Joe Dispenza videos. And learn how to do that, and then you can, then it won't matter. It won't matter if you stay at your job. It won't matter if you leave and go down there. You'll be able to change the outcome of either of those because you're a powerful creator, and that's what we do. So, just to let you know, most of the time when I'm getting this kind of feeling from a reading, it's because they want me to talk about that. So something in here is saying that's really the agony. The agony in you, the conflict in you is not about whether you're going to go take care of your aunt or whether or not you want to go take care of your aunt. That's already determined. You know you want to do that. What you're struggling with is this job thing. So that is not a predestined thing. That you have control over. That you have input about. That situation can change based on your power of manifestation. So, that being said, I'm going to ask one more time if Tarot has anything it wants to tell me about your choice here. I love it. I love it. Mm-hmm. Okay. The Ace of Wands talks about a passionate new beginning. You can't have a new beginning if you don't leave this other situation. So really, this is part B of your story. Now we've talked about your aunt. That's already been determined. But this talks about a passionate new beginning. So I feel like it's saying, do something new, which to me is not worrying about this job and what you're dealing with over that. Because why? Because it's been disappointing. You know you're sitting in disappointment, right? You don't feel stable right now. And, you know, this is the Four of Wands in reverse. This talks about a lack of stability, a lack of, you know. So I feel like, and here we got fast forward movement. We've got a Knight of Wands, which is kind of an in and out, not dependable energy. All of these things, divine timing, and then a victory. So this to me is telling a story about where you are now. You need to walk away. Got two cards here of moving on to calmer waters. Walk away. Walk away so that you can have a new opportunity. So I feel like, and I want to know what I'm leaving the ace out there. What is this new opportunity? Because I intuitively am feeling you're going to go down, you're going to take care of your aunt. If you choose to go ahead and go there, you're going to go down there, you're going to take care of your aunt, and nothing's going to be obvious, and you're not going to get a job right away. But what you don't see coming is this is going to come in. Now, this could be a job, this could be a person, this could be something that, I don't know what, some kind of something. I am absolutely correct. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay. So I kind of want to be nosy a little bit and ask about this. All right. Yep, there's the Tower. Whatever this is that's coming toward you, now this is the divine. The divine is going to reach into your life and give you some kind of a passionate new beginning. And it's going to cause you to have an the Tower card is when things when the rug is pulled out from under us and we have to do a rebuild, a reboot, so to speak. But this is an internal Tower, but either it's already happened when it's in reverse, or it's an internal Tower. I feel the latter for you. Because this whole situation of you dealing with your money and having to put your aunt over your money in your job is going to cause you, I'm just going to tell you how it's playing out here. You're going to feel unstable when it comes to money, because I have a feeling, you can tell me if I'm wrong, I have a feeling that you're a person who puts a lot of value on stability and money. And I'm not talking about being overly materialistic. I'm talking about being stable. Like, I have a good job. I don't want to mess that up because it pays the bills. And I don't care how much bickering there is. I'm about just doing the job because I want stability in my life. And so this change is challenging you, though. This is the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. Talks about a lack of stability. Sometimes the money's not great. Talks about somebody who might be a little even greedy. Don't shoot the messenger, but I don't think it's saying you're greedy. It's saying that you may be dealing with this Tower may cause you to question your own self and what you put value on in the world. That's what I'm trying to say. Because you may feel like, yep, I'm at the bottom. This is the Wheel of Fortune and things are not working out. That might be, some kind of bad fortune. The Spirit is saying, I don't think this is the first time you may have experienced something. Now, not this exact set of circumstances, but something that challenged your work situation here, your belief about what stability looks like. Because this is a lesson of some kind that you're having to repeat. It also says there's something here. Maybe you've been procrastinating this decision and somehow, yeah, I just feel like there's some element in here that, Sam is saying, yes, ma'am. I'm a Taurus and I've worked my way to the top of this very toxic job. Yeah, you like security. I could feel it. Yeah. And so you are avoiding at all costs this being left out in the cold. These are people who literally are out in the cold with no shoes on in the snow. So the issue here is not about, this is the message that's finally coming through here for you, Sam. Sorry it took me so long to get there. The issue here is not about you leaving your job and when you leave your job or whether or not you get the promotion. Okay, it's not about that. The issue here is the struggle you're putting yourself through to create this ending, to end this job. And Spirit is saying, because maybe you really need to take a time out. Maybe you really need to just go cold turkey here and make this difficult decision, to stand your ground, to make this choice, right? And to speak about what really makes you happy. What does make you happy? What does make you happy? Maybe this whole move with your aunt, yeah, maybe you won't get a job right away. Maybe the money will be a little bit tight. And guess what? But maybe you have to make room. You have to let go of this thing in the past to make room for this new thing. And this is not, you're going to block this new blessing. If you're over here so focused on hanging on to this job, because you're not living this. And this is what wants to come in here. This is the 10 of Cups and the 9 of Cups. This is wishes being fulfilled. And I think Spirit is saying that's the issue here. The crux of your question has to do with you being afraid to leave this job, to go and do something that you know you want to do. And so at the bottom of this is really let me see if I can word this. It's asking you what value you put on security and why. Now let me give you an example of what I mean by that. Thank y'all for those hearts. There you go. I love it. I could feel that. There's something about you that wants to just go back to the earth. And I have a feeling your aunt was a garden person, wasn't she? Because I can just see you out there in the yard growing veggies and my dog. There you go. That's what makes you happy. Not this job. And so, oh God, Sam, thank you. Sam says, daggone, you're good. Back to my roots. Yes. That's what this feels like. It's not about, has nothing, well, you know, your aunt is very likely the vehicle that gets you, this decision you're agonizing on is really Spirit trying to get you back to what you really love in life and not this over here. And so you're making it about money instead of about happiness. Now I know we have to have money to survive. I'm not telling you to be Pollyanna or whatever. I'm just saying this feels like what your real struggle is here. Not really about should I quit my job before I get my promotion. That's not the bottom. It's not the core issue here. So, excuse me. So I think that's the crux of the issue here, Sam, that Spirit wants you to look at here. What's really important to you? Do you know what really is important to you? This is an internal tower that you're struggling with, and I think you're not going to get this until you do this. This is an ending. This can't come to you until you end this other situation. That was painful for me. I'm joking, not really, but gosh, I feel like a dunderhead here that it took me such a long time to get that for you, Sam. Goodness me. But I do feel like because see, I can feel an energy shift when I figured that out. It's like, okay, the door just opened, and all right, I feel the breeze now. Yeah. That's what Spirit wants you to do. So you're trying to make it about your aunt and about your job, and really, it's really about your happiness. Hey, Jasmine, I'm doing well. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. So that I didn't, well, yes, I did answer your question, but I mean, I just felt like there's so much more to what you were dealing with, and I just needed to get there and dig a little bit. Oh, Jasmine, thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate you saying that. And read what Jay just posted there. He's a fabulous moderator. Sorry, my bag's talking to me tonight. So please read what he just wrote there about law of attraction, and because it's so true. So it's almost like Spirit is saying, Sam, you need to be true to yourself now. And you need to make a choice to do what makes you happy. And then in other words, put you and your happiness first. And then things can come in. And to be perfectly honest, if you listen to Abraham Hicks' videos, who is who I recommend, about law of attraction, you will hear her say that over and over again. Get busy getting you happy is my tagline here for that reason. She talks about you get happy about anything. Just pick something. Pick vegetables in your garden. Go plant a garden. You get happy about that, and your life will shift in all these other places. Woo. Sam said, yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. Happy strawberry full moon. Amen. Yes, happy strawberry full moon to you too. I'm just going to say this, Sam. Full moons are great opportunities to let go of the things you need to let go of. Full moons are about letting go of what no longer serves you. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. What are we letting go of? That same card that was over here from a different deck. I'm letting go of that conflict, competition, bickering, all that stuff over there. Well, I appreciate you too, Sam. I just want you to be happy. And again, my heart goes out to you and your aunt, and that you're taking care of her. I mean, that's just a beautiful, beautiful gift. And I promise you this, it will be a gift to you too. You will be amazed at the spiritual gifts you get from doing that. Again, speaking from personal experience. So it's a gift for you. It's not an obligation or just something. It's a gift for you to do that. So wishing you so much blessing and peace and dirt on your hands. Okay. Yes, labor of love. Indeed it is. It truly is. But I promise you it'll come back 100-fold. So much love on that journey for you, Sam. Okay, let me see. Aaron and, yeah, Aaron, I think. Let me, dirty hands. Dirty hands and clean mind. Amen to that. I love that. Yes, indeed. One second here. Let me go over to here. And yes, I got you, Aaron. Okay. Okay. Let me come back over here. Now, Aaron, are you here in the chat? Aaron, are you here in the chat, please? There we go. Perfect. I love it when people look right there, Johnny, in the spot. How am I feeling about this person subconsciously, and what should I do or not do if I want to know him more outside these streets? Goodness, that's a deep question. Woo, Aaron. Wow, I'm impressed. Clearly, because you've been here before, or you wouldn't be asking a question like that, because you know how I work. I love that. How, for anybody to ask somebody outside of them, tell me how I'm feeling subconsciously about this. That's a deep question. Excuse me, y'all. Well, let's see what your subconscious wants to say. I'm asking what deck? Okay. Well, since we're going deep, we're going to go with this one. Very special. Very special. I love that. Yeah. I got to read that for everybody who won't read the chat later. Speaking of law of attraction, Aaron says, the universe has been perfectly aligning us up to meet on the street. I love that. And I love the confidence with which you said that. Yes. God bless you too, Sam. A wonderful good night to you as well. Okay, now, back to Aaron's question. Aaron wants to know how Aaron's feeling about this person subconsciously. In other words, what should I do or not do? Did I drop one? No, okay. Okay. Show me, please, the messages for Aaron regarding this person. Aaron, This is telling me you think it's going to be a fight, or you think there's going to be competition for this person. And you may think you have to have some kind of strategy to get to this person, which was indicated by your question up here. You may even feel like how do I want to say that? How do I say that? The person that you're interested in's heart is not available. And you may also be feeling okay. This is the Ace of Cups in reverse that I'm talking about here. My apologies. I forget y'all don't necessarily know the cards. Oh goodness, I'll catch up here on the chat. Yeah, is Kaiser back? If Kaiser's back, I will do that. Yeah, Kaiser, I was going to just refund your money because I only do a reading for you if you're here live in the chat. So now that you're back, I can do that. I did not do it yet. Excuse me. I think there's an element for you also here, Aaron, that you are questioning your own ability to love, or your own ability to give your love fully. Maybe you've been hurt and you're questioning if you're ready for a relationship. Is that possible? Okay, good. Yes, Kaiser, you'll be next. So thank you for letting me know that. All right, so tell me what else, please. Tell me what else, please, for Aaron. And for my moderators, by the way, after I do, Kaiser will be my last reading tonight. I think I'm going to not drag this on to be 4 hours tonight. So, just FYI. Thank you, Kaiser. I appreciate you. That's so sweet. Thank you. Because I'm just not that reader that pops off with two cards and I'm done. I just, not. All right, so Aaron, yeah, you're making plans. I see that. You're making plans. You're choosing. Yeah. Let me get some more cards out here for you. Interesting side message, Aaron. This interesting. I think part of you has been procrastinating, taking a time out to make a time out in love. Let me say it like that. Procrastinating, taking a time out in love. Now that's one message. Yes, Jay. Amen. Thank you for that. Yes, that's a very good point. Yes, thank you for saying that. That's true, because it's hard to keep up with here. So it feels like the question is also, maybe, Aaron, you've been procrastinating making a choice about something here. All right. Let me see what else. Let's move these up. Okay, but you want to move forward. Yes. Did one flip there? I thought one flipped. No? Let me get one more card because I think I know what this is saying here now. Johann Shine, good evening and welcome. Okay. So, Aaron, what you got going on here is some back and forth. I want it, but I don't want it. I want it, but I'm afraid of it. I want it. It makes me happy. I want to move toward it. But I'm afraid it will cause me to be unstable. This could be unstable in money, in home environment, in relationships. It will cause instability either in a marriage, in a relationship, or because it is. Maybe you're afraid to commit to somebody. This is the Hierophant card talks about commitment, long-term relationships, traditions. It talks about traditional commitments. And so you've been up in your head about it, but you're starting to get clarity about it, or you're striving to. Okay, that's the back and forth I'm feeling. Yeah, but that's that's the back and forth here is like you said, it's not about choosing somebody with lots of options. It's more about, but is that the right person? Maybe you extend yourself, maybe you don't, but it's still a conundrum. Is that a person I want to invest in? Is that person worth my time and energy, right? I'm wondering, Aaron, are you the product of a broken home? Like when you grew up, did your parents divorce? There is something here I'm feeling. When you say the right person, there's an underlying issue here of, because you asked me about your subconscious, there's an underlying issue here. It's almost like is there really anybody that's worth my time? Now that's a bit of extreme, but what I mean is you've seen people change. you've seen people change, and you know that that can happen. And I have a sense this might have been, yeah, it feels like it comes from your childhood where, okay, Aaron's saying, yes, I did not witness the traditional family system with my dad and my mom. That's what this energy feels like. When I look at these two cards, it gives me that, I don't know that I can believe that there is, in other words, most people want a traditional relationship, okay? And you're questioning if that even exists. It's not, so I'm going to say to you, what you said, I'm not arguing, but I'm saying, you asked me what your subconscious is saying. Your subconscious is saying, I don't think you really believe there's such a thing to start with. So naturally, you're not going to find people that you want to invest in. Naturally, you're not going to find people worth your time. Aaron is saying, I agree, actually. Is anyone worth it? Because people put their job above their connection. Well, there you go. And I just think you feel that no matter who you got in a relationship with, it would end up like this. This is your biggest fear from your subconscious. You think that committing, let me put these other cards down, committing in this way to this kind of, when I say stable relationship, I mean like a long-term relationship, will end in this, which is the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. It's the home being, broken up, or the money not being good, or instability, and a lack of equal give and take. Things get stuck. You don't want to fight for it anymore. The typical failed relationship is what you're afraid of. Well, okay, you say that I'm willing to make it work, and I believe you, I do. But here again, back to your original question about your subconscious. Your conscious mind may believe that, but your subconscious mind does not. So I'm going to bust you a little bit on that one. I'm answering your question, the question you asked me. So deep inside of you, in your subconscious, you don't believe that. It's not about you. It's not about whether or not you're willing to work on it. I do believe you are. What I'm saying is, but because you have a subconscious belief that this kind of traditional relationship just doesn't work, then it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. And so that is your current point of attraction. Things never take off. The passion is there, or maybe it's a strong attraction, but things never take off. That's right. Because you're self-sabotaging yourself and you don't even know it. And we're back to the subconscious, because you don't know that when you're doing it. You don't know that. We all do this. Sam, you're in good company. Aaron, sorry, you're in good company. But I have to talk a minute, so let me take a time out here, and this is for everybody that's watching. Hello, Barry. Good evening. So, for everybody that's watching, let me give my little speech I give on every one of these. Okay? Every relationship, particularly romantic relationships, are simply a way of showing us what we need to work on in ourselves, what we need to heal, what we need to focus on, where we're wounded, what we're lacking in. And so your relationships, because of the comment you just made here, you're making my point here, you're saying they never take off. So that's reflecting to you that your inner belief is people don't commit, or they prioritize their jobs over relationships. So that's the kind of people, Aaron, because of that subconscious belief, that's the very kind of people you're going to attract to you. Because the universe is just going to give you what you believe. Now, you asked me right out of the gate, what's my subconscious belief, was your question. So Your subconscious belief is that people don't commit, or people don't prioritize their relationships, okay? So that's what all these relationships are showing you. They're showing you that's what your belief is. So you need to change your belief. You need to get in there and do some shadow work. You need to start saying the opposite of that. You have to tell a different story. You have to tell the story like you want it to be. I meet quality people who are worth investing in and who are willing to invest in me. My life is filled with quality people who are willing to do the work that relationships take. My life is filled. I meet people every day, good quality people who are full of integrity and who understand the value of working on a relationship. You need to start telling that story to counterbalance the one you've got going on in your subconscious right now, Erin. And learn and educate yourself about the law of attraction, because that's what we're talking about here. And then you will see that the mirror starts to change. And by that I mean you'll start attracting a different kind of people who will be worth your investing in. Now that doesn't happen overnight, because you've got a whole lifetime of momentum built behind your false belief that's in your subconscious about, people not willing to put in the investment, essentially. Yep, that's it. That's exactly it. That's why you attract guys who are too busy to work, or too busy with work or career. Exactly. Yep. You can also say things like, I am worthy of a man. I deserve a man. I'm worthy of a man who will prioritize me. I am the priority. Yes, those are the kind of things you need to affirm now. Oh, you've got a bug in here flying around. What is it like when someone is willing to invest in me? Well, you're going to have to really try to imagine that, because part of manifesting is just that, is creating that vision in your mind of what that looks like. So play with that. Give yourself permission to to explore that idea, even though it's new to you. You've watched movies. What does a happy ending look like to you? Tell that happy ending. Tell the story like you want it to be. Yes. So, somewhere in this crazy world is a lid for your pot. Oh, God, I love that saying. Yes. You know what, Adia? That's another great t-shirt. I love that. Somewhere in this world, there's a lid for everybody's pot. I love that one. Oh, goodness. Well, that's right. And you can experience that. You can draw just exactly that person for you. You just have to start imagining that person in that kind of relationship. Oh, Lord, thank you, Adia, for doing that. So you asked me what your subconscious belief is. I think we got to it. So start telling the new story. Start imagining what it's like, what that would look like, what that would feel like, what they smell like, what they sound like. Make it real. Use all of your senses. Oh, that's awesome. I love that. Erin said, I've been only watching movies about things I want and listening to Law of Attraction before bed. I am so proud of you. That is awesome. Yes. So you will see. You keep doing that, Erin. I promise you keep doing that. You will see the change. You will see a difference. Now, again, got to give it some time, because there's this momentum thing. But you keep doing that. You will start to see people reacting differently around you. Yep, it works. It totally works. I was doing some work, like that the other day for myself. And I left the house, went about my day. And it was one of those days where I didn't get caught in any traffic. Started with little things like normally the places that are traffic jams, there was no traffic. I had green lights. I had people letting me in, in traffic. I mean, all the little things. Then I get to the gym and people were just falling over me, being nice. And then I went out to dinner with my family and I got up to leave. And these two ladies literally stopped me and said some nice things to me, complete strangers. It was just like this perfect day. And I thought, what is going on? This is where, oh, that's right. I was doing law of attraction work earlier, and I was saying some of those very things in my head, being nice to myself, that were coming out of those people's mouths. It just took me a minute, to put it's almost like you question when things are going that good, and you'll find that happens to you. Like, what is happening here? So it might show up in little ways like that first, before it actually filters out into like a romantic relationship, for example. So just know that's the universe's way of saying, hey, it's working. Look at all this good stuff you're creating. So stick with it. That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. Okay, guys, I'm going to have to move on now. Thank you, Erin. I appreciate so much you're purchasing a mini read tonight. And now Kaiser. Oh, Aaron is saying yes, and I've been doing that, and I realized the guy, and I run into each other more now. See, it does work, and I love it when people come back and talk about that. That's awesome. Keep up the good work and setting that example, Aaron. Thank you. Yeah, that's really awesome. I'm laughing at Jordan's comment. No, I by far was not the hottest girl in high school. Not even, no. Okay, Kaiser, would you post your first question for me, please? Go ahead, and I'm ready for you when you are ready. Let me switch over here to my water. How does Eureka currently think and feel for me today? All right, well, we will ask. Just put that down and ask what deck. What should you do or not do? I want to know him more outside of these streets. That really is, you're asking kind of the wrong question, Erin. Let me put it this. What you need to ask, we're talking about law of attraction, is, again, back to that. What do you want? Forget this specific person. Forget that. What do you want a loving, supportive, mutually respectful relationship to look like? It's not about a specific person. It's what you want that kind of relationship to look like, okay? Now, you just start manifesting that. It's not about... wait one second. How did you word that? You want to know him more outside of these streets. So, it's not about a specific person. I know you do, but follow me here. You need to work on the general concept, because it's usually with law of manifestation, it's harder to attract a specific person because you've got a lot of baggage and a lot of fears or whatever. But if you keep it general and you focus on the general, what you want a specific, not a specific, I'm getting a little tired here. I'm trying to get my words in sync with my brain. What you want a general relationship to look and feel like. Focus on that first and foremost. Okay, what does that look like? What does that feel like? What does that smell like? All the things, like I said earlier. Now, so it's really about you putting your energy into that. Now, if you want, then once you get into that type of energy, once you feel your vibration is high on that subject, then you can start saying, oh, I'm running into my person all the time now. I'm running into him all the time. He can't, it's like a miracle. Yeah, I attract miracles. Sure, I can attract a miracle of running into that person today. I attract miracles left and right. I'm constantly running into this person. You know, start speaking about it like it's already happened again. It's already happened. I'm already running into this person. Every time I turn around, I'm running into this person. But you want to be sure you get your energy level up and in a positive frequency. Abraham Hicks calls it the vortex. You want to be in the vortex before you start getting specific like that. So keep it general until you know your frequency is higher, and then you can go to the specific about, I'm running into my person every day. So that's what I would recommend. Okay. Now let me get up here back to Kaiser's question. Okay. How does Eureka currently think and feel for me today? Yeah. One second. Let me okay. There we go. What deck, please? For Kaiser. No, this one, okay. All right, we are asking for Kaiser. How is Eureka feeling and thinking about Kaiser currently? Please and thank you. Please and thank you. Don't give up. She doesn't want, well, okay. This can talk about a loss of hope, healing. Let me see what else comes out. How is Eureka thinking and feeling about Kaiser, please, and thank you. Well, okay, one more. Thank you, whoever's hitting those hearts. Definitely not, Aaron. No, that's counterproductive. Aaron is asking, should I try hard to make it happen or strategize the connection? No, you need to do exactly what I said. Go general. Watch Abraham Hicks videos about relationship. She explains it all and why to do that. But you need to get yourself in the vortex, as she calls it, about anything, any general subject. And before you go trying to drill down into, you know, like you're saying, making something happen. No, that's not how law of attraction works. You don't make anything happen. You don't. You declare that it already has happened, and it comes to you when you're in the right frequency. But you have to be in the right frequency. All right. Kaiser, how is Eureka feeling? Eureka is not wanting to talk. Come on, really? Okay. We'll try the little light seer deck. Tell me, please, how is Erika feeling, thinking and feeling about Kaiser? I'm getting this big energy of keeping it to herself. Whatever she's thinking, again, it's losing hope and keeping it to herself, or fear. There's a lot of fear here, Kaiser. Let me see what else. I'm going to put it back, but let's see if it comes out again. She may be feeling a bit overwhelmed by the situation. Whoa. Let's see if I dropped one. Nope. Raymond, welcome in and thank you very much for your subscription tonight. I know you just popped in because you just found me, but I have already been here almost 3 hours and I've already done the free reading for tonight. But if you've turned on your notifications, YouTube will notify you when I come back again, and you just have to get there early because that free reading slot goes in the first minute usually. So I hope you will come back and visit me again. All right, Kaiser, I think she wants, now, I don't know what your situation is currently, but this is the Judgment card. This talks about a reconciliation. So if you're not together, excuse me, she's thinking and feeling she'd like to reconcile. But there's a question about either doing things traditionally or a question about the commitment or lack of commitment here. She is missing you. Now, this can also talk about family. I don't know if your situation was influenced by family or she's missing you. This is the card of nostalgia, thinking back fondly on memories. But this particular deck, because it has children and dogs and all that in it, it's makes me think that, there may be children in the picture. Yeah, it doesn't look like, if there's communication at all, which I'm doubting, it's probably spotty. Because this Knight of Swords came out sideways. What else? Okay, she, to be honest, she's having a hard time getting a new perspective about something. She's having a hard time surrendering to a new perspective. Surrendering. She may be feeling like, this could have had something to do with money. I don't know, but more about stability or maybe she didn't think she could provide this, or that you could provide stability, or I know the King of Pentacles in reverse is somebody who could be overly focused on material things too. She's been losing sleep over this and worried, would like to move on to calmer waters, would like to communicate and move things forward, would like to have a victory. That's pretty much... Does that sound like your situation, Kaiser? It does? Okay. What else can you tell me here about how Erica's thinking and feeling? There's something here about her or you putting in the work. And I think this is, maybe she didn't in the past. I don't know who did what here, but somebody here might not have in the past. And she's saying, I do now. I'd like to now, but somebody here's being pretty icy. Excuse me. I can't get that frog out of my throat tonight. But this is King of Swords in reverse. So, and followed by the Fool in reverse. This is saying somebody here is being cold as ice toward a new beginning, or cold as ice, or bitter, anger. He can be even vindictive, this king. Maybe because, I kind of feel like this, I don't know if this is you or her. We ask how she's feeling, so I'm presuming it may be her. That she's feeling it might be risky. This, to take it, here. Where is it? Yeah, this Fool card might be risky. To take a leap, that it might be too much of a good thing, an illusion in other words, and then she's just going to get her heart broken again. That I think she's afraid that you've lost passion, or could be vice versa, because there's a lot of remorse and regret here. About, I don't know who did what, but... Okay, Kaiser's saying, I was the one doing all the work. I hope it's her this time around. Because I've been trying for quite some time. I hear you. I know that feeling, and it sucks. But, Kaiser, you've been here. You just heard my whole speech about law of attraction. So that just means we have more work to do so that that's mirrored back to us. So I'm working on it, and I hope you will too. Yeah, we've got to we got to heal that wound in us. Anything else, Erica? Tell me about Erica here. So we have to change the mirror. We have to be that person who attracts someone. You have to believe that that person is that person already. Kaiser said, just doing me and trying not to focus on her too much. There you go. Hopefully she comes back. Is that your second question? Is she going to come back? Because the pair was kind of saying, well, I kind of told you. Oh, that's interesting. That card was trying to peek out before. Yeah, I think this is you saying, you know, I'm not putting any more work into this. I'm not fighting for this anymore. Yeah. But we did ask about her feelings. So this does, the Eight of Cups in reverse does say somebody wants to come back. It's talking about that. But ultimately, I'm not sure she's learned the lesson yet that she needs to learn to be here. And so maybe she even knows that. So she's not, this would be also indicating she's not talking right now. Another more even clearer indication, there's no talking, no communication. And she's holding her love back. She's not giving it right now for sure. This Queen of Cups in reverse can be somebody who's really needy, like almost codependent, like too emotional, all those things. So I don't know if that's her or she's saying that's how she feels about you. Sorry, but... Okay, great question. Because I really don't have an indication here of any kind that she's even going to reach out. Kaiser, sorry to say, but I got 2.5 cards of no communication. So, yeah. Nope. Not seeing any movement here or communication right now. I just feel like she's holding back. I really do. And, you know, this is interesting. I think she's going through, whether this has to do with you or not, she's going through a pretty big, this is a big, like an awakening for her. Because I've got out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards here, 4 of those are major arcana. That speaks of a very big transition in this person's life. So just to let you know that, that's important. Okay. And let me see, you said your second question was, what does my spirit guides need me to know about her and this connection? Well, that's one thing, what I just said to you. I'm going to shuffle the cards back, though. Yeah, that this is not just about you. She's going through a soul awakening, irrespective of this relationship. Yeah, leave that there. Okay, what would Kaiser's spirit guides like Kaiser to know about this connection with Erika, please and thank you. Okay. I'll wait to speak on that. That is the Lover's card, but it means a choice of some kind, Let's see. A choice in love. What else, please? What else for Kaiser? One more. Interesting. The Two of Cups fell right underneath the Lovers. Clearly you love this person. Hey, Ruth, I haven't seen you in a minute. Lovely for you to drop in. Thank you. Good to see you. Well, let's see. Hey, Ruth, I will be back Friday night and Sunday also. Or you could book a personal reading through my website. You can always do that. That is darlene.info. So, Kaiser, Spirit is saying, and it's interesting, Tarot's fun. This Hierophant card used to be called the Pope. And it can talk about spiritual advice. I mean, look at that's kind of what is happening here. Spiritual epiphany, advice filtering down to this person. So, perfect question, perfect card to come out for that question. So it's saying, listen, we're trying to guide you. Listen to your spiritual guidance, or maybe it could be saying seek spiritual guidance. I kind of think that's what you're doing here. But this message is about you being, and I heard willing, not just get a new perspective. Be willing to get a new perspective about whether or not this person's going to come back, or whether, no, they're not saying no, about whether you really truly want this person to come back. I know you love them, but there has been a very unequal relationship here. It's not been fair. It's been unjust. And it's been very confusing for you at times because of that. So they're acknowledging your feelings essentially here. And, you know, making the choice to still focus on if this person, I'm going to say this is this person, Erika, is basically causing you to have an internal tower. It's causing you stress. It's causing upheaval. It's causing your life to be turned upside down. And it's all because maybe the truth is you really don't want to be single. Or you're having trouble accepting maybe that she wants to be single. So Spirit's asking you to reflect, to take some time out and reflect on what you really want. Okay, there's two messages here. What you really want, this is the Four of Wands, what you really want your happily ever after, your dream relationship, whatever, home life, to look like. So we're back to that conversation about manifestation here again. What do you want it to look like? That's the story you need to tell, instead of you're so focused on over here about this person doesn't want to be with me and I've lost hope, and you know, you're very focused on this person. So I want you to rewind the video when I'm done here, back to the part where I was doing that previous reading and talking about law of manifestation. When I was doing the reading for Aaron. Because you're focusing on this is, again, causing you personally, internally, to have all this conflict. In other words, you're bringing this on yourself. And Spirit's saying, that's a choice. You're choosing to stay in this lack mentality. I don't have this person, and I'm hurting over that. Now, I'm not discounting your feelings, but if you want something different than this, you got to change. You have to start filling this cup yourself, or these cups yourself. You have to go in here and say, it's irrelevant whether this person comes back to me or not. It's irrelevant if this person sees my worth or not, because I see my worth. So I'm pulling these aside because the tarot cards are beaming at me. They all vibrate a little differently, and these two are standing out as your primary message here, which is, I'm making a choice in love. And the choice is, your spirit guides are asking you to love yourself first. Now, when we do that, when we put ourselves first and we love ourselves first, is it selfish? Yes, it's selfish in a good way. It's a good kind of selfish, because in doing so, we're not looking for anyone outside of us to make us happy. Because that's never going to happen. I'm going to tell y'all, I don't care what it is. If it's a person or a family situation or a job or a new diamond ring, whatever you're looking for that you think is going to make you happy, it probably will for the afternoon. But that's not human nature. So you've got to find a way to happiness on your own, independently. And then, miraculously, what happens is, because you're already in that space, that becomes your new point of attraction. That becomes your new vibrational frequency. And then because you're vibrating already at a place of love and not looking for anything outside of you to give that to you, it starts to come to you automatically without you even trying. Now, that could be this person. It could be somebody better. So that's the way law of attraction works. you have to get here first. You have to be vibrating this frequency of love and devotion first. And then because you're already vibrating in that frequency, things come into your life to match that, to show you just what I said earlier, that relationships are in our life. I'm going to repeat myself. Relationships are in our life to show us where we are, what we need to heal, what we need to work on, where our wounds are. So when you stop looking for people outside of you and you heal that, then it's going to, the mirror of people outside of you show up differently. They just do. They show up with love. Now again, this could be this person, this could be somebody else, but that's what your spirit guides are saying. They're saying, get a new perspective about this person that you didn't want to walk away from you. Get a new perspective of that. Maybe this was a blessing in disguise because it was keeping you from somebody that's even better, that will love you like you deserve to be loved and honor your feelings and will be there for you and all the stuff, right? So betrayed cargo. That is the nastiest comment and is simply not true. So clearly you've been hurt by Scorpio. Well, let me tell you something. If a Scorpio hurt you, it's because you probably did something to deserve it. And that sounds like a mean comment, but Scorpios don't hurt just because they can. They never do. Scorpios are pushed into the corner before they bring that stinger out. Just had to say that. So, that's good to know, all that jazz. Thank you. So, Kaiser, are you following what I'm saying here? I hope so. And I probably preached this to you before. I don't know if I have. The readings for me kind of run together. But you asked what your spirit guides wanted to say to you, and that's what I got. So, okay, awesome. Yeah. So, get busy getting happy. Get busy filling your own cup of love. Get busy declaring to the universe, you are lovable. You are worthy of somebody who is completely devoted to you. And ABC, name whatever it is you personally want. All the qualities you want in that person. That's exactly right, Jay. You're saying, and your brother's a Scorpio, I presume. Yeah. Scorpios get such a bad rap, and I tell you what, it's just not fair. Now, I'm not saying there aren't Scorpios that are living from their dark side. Of course, there are, like every other sign. But the majority of Scorpios, if you got hurt by Scorpio, it's because you pushed them in a corner. I'm just saying. Anyway, okay, so Kaiser, I hope that helps. I mean, I feel like that's the ultimate message for you tonight is love yourself. Excuse me. I'm so tired of coughing. I know y'all are tired of it too. And who knows? Oftentimes, not every time, but oftentimes, when we stop focusing on that person and you focus on yourself and declaring all the positive affirmations and all that, the energy shifts, and then that person feels the disruption in the field, let's call it. And they may call you or say, hey, what's going on? I was just thinking about you today. Well, I bet you were, because I'm over here being happy without you. I don't need you to be happy. I can be happy on my own. Now, that doesn't mean that you don't want that person in your life. Maybe you do. But you're not depending on them for your happiness. It's a crucial, I can't say that enough, distinction and part of the law of attraction to get what you want in life. And like I tell everybody else here, go and do a YouTube search for Abraham Hicks relationships. You'll see about 4,000 of them or whatever to pick from. And listen to some of those. You'll get what I'm, obviously Abraham's going to say it better than I am, but hardly deaf life, hardly. Yep, that's right. I own the t-shirt, so to speak. I do. Kaiser, I sure hope that has helped you, my friend. I really... Oh, Albert, you big flirt. How sweet of you. How sweet of you to say that. Yeah, I know, Jay. Thank you. You trying. You're so sweet. You can just do so much, though, Jay, So, Kaiser, I hope that helps. I hope it helps. I think, yeah, because that's what I was asking if there's anything else that they wanted me to say, but that is advice. That's what they want you to know, and that is also your advice. So get busy getting happy. That's the solution. Well, that's very generous. I'm sure that's not true, Albert, but thank you. I appreciate the thought. I truly do. Thank you for that. That's right. All we can do is try, Jay, and wish for the best. I can never... I cannot and will not be responsible. I choose not to be responsible for how other people receive me. I can only be responsible for what I give. So and say and all that here, Jay. So yeah. Anyway, okay, Kaiser. Well, that's what I have for you tonight. Thank you so very much for purchasing readings with me tonight. I do value you because I can't. You guys are why I'm here. You guys are why I'm here. So thank you, each and every one of you. Appreciate y'all hitting that heart. That's so sweet. It tickles me. Aw. Aw. Well, good. Well, I'm glad I could channel that through for you, Jay. Awesome. Yeah. And it's so true. I think many of, especially us people like you and I, Jay, we're caring people. And we worry about that. But it's not our job. Our job is to give from a loving place. It's not our job about how it's received. It's just not. And the more you stress over that, the more you're going to drive yourself crazy. So love and let go. Love people and let it go, right? That's all you can really do. Alicio, good evening. Well, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that is it. I think that's the last reading for me tonight, guys. So, I guess I will head on out of here. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you especially to my moderators. I love each and every one of y'all. My plan, Lord willing and the creeks don't rise, as they say, is to be here again on Friday evening. So, Friday evening and Sunday sometime. I'm not sure when yet. But I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week, couple of days, and I'll be back to be with you and read for you soon. Many blessings, everybody. Take care. Good night, Jay. Thank you.